The following is a special presentation of WSAV Sports. Savannah, Georgia. It's a pretty town if you're a pedestrian, but it's pretty pedestrian if you're looking for championship-level football, unless you're a fan of the Calvary Cavaliers. Just ask James Mobley. 3 weeks after leading Calvary to an epic win over Oceanside Collegiate, Big Game James and the Cavs have all but sewn up another mythical city title. But don't tell that to Ryan Scott and the Jenkins Warriors. 2 weeks ago, Great Scott donned the Superman cape and willed the Warriors to a convincing win over Liberty County, opening the door to their shot at the Savannah Crown. Now, these two teams, led by two superstars, carrying the championship hopes and dreams of their respective fan bases, battle it out. Next on WSAV CW. Now, faster than a Mustang, more powerful than an F-150, the WSAV CW Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week is on the air. Powered by O.C. Welch Ford Lincoln.
It is homecoming here at Jenkins, and this people, they are fired up for this one, and everybody is hungry for a win, making me hungry too out there. Big game. Calvary not going to let this game walk away for a homecoming. Instead, they want to walk away with a win on this one. Calvary and Jenkins, always an epic. Last year came down to the fourth quarter. This year, who knows what's going to happen. I'm Andrew Davis here with Explosive Sports. Calvin Wilson. And Calvin, when we talk explosiveness, Jenkins and Calvary may have more athletes on the field than anybody in the area.
No doubt. You told me about watching those guys over at Liberty the other day in a little bit of space, and they're off to the races. And we already saw what Calvary could do 59-49 against Oceanside.
Should be really interesting to see. Coach says he hopes to not have to go that many points today to win this one, but he's ready to score 59 if he can. Yeah. Calvary has an explosive offense. They've got a crazy good offense out there. James Mobley, their quarterback, did everything he needed to in that game against Oceanside last week. Didn't need to do quite as much. They took over on Windsor Forest, did everything they needed to at any point in time in this game. This was really Windsor's only possible highlight. Then it's a blocked kick, and Calvary was able to turn that eventually into points and walk away with a huge 49-0 win. They can run, they can pass, they can do a little bit of everything. Coach Cameron knows it, but there's some keys to this game. He's not confident this team is guaranteed a win by any means. Jenkins is a very good team. They are still only one loss against a Lowndes team that's 2 levels up from them right now, but they want to go fast and want to play fast. That tempo is going to be key for their game.
Yeah, they want to keep the tempo up and just run that ball and keep their defense off balance.
Absolutely. You want to stretch the field. We saw a few bombs in that Oceanside game. That'll get Caden Jones available up the middle. Keep their fans in the game. Maybe Jenkins homecoming, but Calvary's going to fill those stands too. Meanwhile, Jenkins, well, they're just as good and played just as well last week. A Beach team that had dreams of an upset. Those dreams were snatched pretty early. They had an early score on this one. After that, though, Jenkins really just ran over them. They've got 6 or 7 different guys who can run, who can catch, led by their quarterback, Demetrius Holloway, who can do a little bit of everything for this team. Jenkins walked away with a huge 65-14 win over Beach. Now, their keys to the game, boy, it's almost a mirror image of what Calvary's able to do in this one. And they're going to want to run a little bit more than Calvary does, but they also are ready to break free for 70 or 80 yards. Their line is the key. They are large on the line.
Yeah, you told me about this big, massive line. I'm ready to see them move some people around right now.
Absolutely. You got to tackle for both of these teams on the edge. One broken tackle can lead to a long touchdown and control their emotions. It's homecoming, and a lot of fans are going to be on their side. So we'll see what happens. But first, we're going to have to see what's going on with the coin toss. Both teams going out to midfield right now. Jenkins will be in the black, Calvary in their whites on this one. Jenkins was wearing those 912 t-shirts underneath those uniforms, proud of their time in Savannah and representing the area. Memorial Stadium very full of Jenkins fans today. It's a homecoming game, and these fans show up every time for this. Jenkins would like to send them home happy with a big win. That could start from the beginning because all these guys have the ability to play long plays. We'll see what the rest have to say.
All right, gentlemen, congratulations on being captains tonight, okay? Let's play hard. Let's be good sports. Let's watch our blocks. Let's stay out of the backs. So again, you can't see Calvary or you can't see Warriors. Let's avoid contact as much as possible. Keep your contact below the shoulders, above the knees, okay? Any other questions? Okay, if you do have a question during it, please talk to one of us guys in the stripes. Can't promise we'll make you happy, but we'll definitely explain to you what's going on, okay? All right, Jenkins, as a home team, got a coin here. Shield side is tails, the duck is heads. Calvary, visitor, white. Duck is heads, shield side is tails. I will flip it and let it hit the ground. Do you want the duck or do you want the shield?
I want the duck.
He wants the duck. The duck will be the call. And it is a shield. Jenkins, you have won the toss and y'all want to receive, correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, which way do y'all want? Y'all want to kick from the clock and drive to it in the second quarter, right? Yeah, so y'all get on this side. Y'all come over here on this side.
That time.
Okay, right here, sir. Jenkins has won the toss and will receive. Shake hands, let's go play some football.
So you just saw the ref right there. Jenkins has won the toss. They take the ball. Interesting in this one. Why do you want the ball first, Calvin?
I guess you don't want, you want to get on the field and start fast and put the other team behind the 8-ball. And if you can get the ball and score, it makes it a long night. You got to come back. You have to see how somebody else's response.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to throw down the third member of our team, Hank Tatum, right down on the field. Hank?
Well, Andrew, you said it. Tonight is homecoming for Jenkins, but it's also a homecoming of sorts for Calvary head coach Jason Cameron, who got his head coaching start at Jenkins from 2017 to 2019. Tonight will be the first time that he's a head coach against his former school, but he said there's no animosity, and he's going to treat it just like every other game. He even told me that when they're not playing Calvary, he roots for this Jenkins team and the program that he once coached. And he's getting some good news tonight, as 4-star quarterback Emerson Lewis will make his return after dealing with an ankle sprain. He hasn't played since the Oceanside game, but the junior with 16 college offers should make an immediate impact into this Calvary secondary in what could be a very high-scoring affair.
Hank, that's absolutely right. Great job. Emerson Lewis back will make a huge difference for them. Emerson Lewis at corner is a difference maker against any wide receiver.
Right, he's been out the last, 2 or 3
2
games?
weeks, yeah. Since the Oceanside game that we had, Coach said he had an ankle in that one and was still taking on those top-level wide receivers and shutting them down. He had a pick in that game. So we'll see what he can do in this one. He's going probably 85, 90%, but there's no pitch count for him right now. As what Coach is saying is he's ready to let him go and see how well he can play out there, and they're going to need him against the Jenkins offense that is multifaceted with slot backs, wide receivers, and running backs. So we will see what they can do immediately. On that Jenkins side, by the way, Jalen Elliott, their slot back, also back in the game. He had 7 catches for 192 and 2 touchdowns in that game against Lowndes, so he's been direly missed.
If they're able to throw the ball and run the ball, that's going to be hard. That means their offensive line is controlling the whole game.
And I think that's what's really interesting is Holloway's been able to throw for 320 in one game, 235 in another, but they'd rather see if they could get as many on the ground as possible. So they have that ability. So we will see. It is time for the O.C. Welch kickoff out here. We got 2 men deep for Jenkins. Kicking for Calvary is Grady Shiver. And that'll be a kick into the end zone for a touchback. So Jenkins will start from their own 20 on this one. We will see what out there. We talked about Demetrius Holloway. He's a senior quarterback, got 681 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, only 1 pick, about 58%, got a little over 100 yards on the ground too. Dual threat kind of guy. Doesn't run a lot, but has the ability to break it when he needs to.
Well, I saw him over the summer. They came down to Camden and they were in a contact camp, and he talked with a lot of confidence. I'd like to see him play tonight.
I think he's ready for this game. He's played in one before, so he's not threatened by this Calvary team, who a lot of people really like on this side. So we'll see with Holloway back there, and Ryan Scott is the running back behind him. It's going to be a wing tee with a spread potential as well. And there's the handoff to Scott, who had a big game for us the last time we saw him against Liberty County. In this case, he's got a good first carry, down for about 5. When we saw him against Liberty, he showed a little bit of speed, but he's there between the tackles guy. The rest of the guys can go to the outside to mix it up a little bit.
If you can get 5 yards and 5 yards and 5 yards,
that'll do it.
Down. Three.
You're absolutely right, Cal. You want 5 at a time. You'll take 4 at a time as long as it gets you the first. So
no doubt.
So here we are, Calvary's defense pushing on this one, but Scott's going to go again up the middle. This time he's going to get over the 30 to about the 31-yard line. So 2 carries, 11 yards for Scott, and a first down.
Yeah, this is a good formula. I mean, it's a very good formula, because if they can't stop you, why would you ever do anything else?
Coach Welch said he'd love to get about 5 guys with 10 touches if he can. Last time against Liberty, though, Scott ran so well, he got 15 and went for 172 in that game. Scott would be happy to get 15 more like that. So here we are, 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Jenkins in the black with the ball. First possession of the game. Motion to the left, 2 wideouts. High snap handed to Scott. Nothing doing on that one. Couple guys in the middle on that.
Good
First
job.
one on the site was Jay Varner, the defensive lineman. Couple guys picked it up after him. So nice job by the Calvary defense. They will come at you. Looking at the attack style, it's the tackles for loss on the year. They've got 31 tackles for loss.
But the way they're lined up don't look like they'll be able to stop this running attack, because it's gaps all over the field if you look at it.
Be interesting to see how the linebackers fill with what they're doing, because they are going with a 3-man line usually. In this case, only 2-man line. 2nd and 12, 2-yard loss. Snap over Holloway's head. He's going to fall on it. It's going to be a huge loss for Jenkins. Down to about the 15, 16-yard line, so a loss of 14.
Now this is the problem that you have with a running team. If you do get behind the change, what do you do from that point?
Well, they have the capability to throw, as I said, about 680 yards for Holloway this year. Now they've run for more than 900, so they are a complete flip from what Calvary's done.
So who's the center for them? Because you said
Cam Thompson is their big guy. Headed to Mississippi State, was playing guard. He expects to play center at Mississippi State, so now Jenkins has moved him there, and their running game has been better for it.
Okay, on this snap, there's nobody on his nose. He can look back and snap it without having to not look.
And there is the snap, and it's another bad one to Holloway, and he's going to get thumped from the inside. A big sack on that one by the Calvary difference, Jeffrey McCormick.
Good job.
Number 15 on that one, McCormick, who's had a huge couple games.
McCormick and number 6.
Yeah, a couple people right in there, but
Kenneth
McCormick
Baker.
Right there. Kenneth Baker, they both have had huge few weeks. McCormick had 5 sacks against Beach alone.
Wow.
So now forcing upon after a good first down and some momentum. Jenkins pushed way back and 4th and a mile.
Kicking out of your end zone. Snaps.
Josh Woodley kicking.
Good snap.
That's a good snap there. They needed that. Calvary can come off, and it is touched. And it's picked up by Emerson Lewis, the cornerback we were talking about, at the 10 to about the 11-yard line. That was a blocked punt, and Calvary is set up in plus territory.
So they were at the what yard line? Do we remember?
They were at the 9-yard line, and they made it to the 11.
Oh, wow.
So not much, but a 2-yard net punt on that one. Emerson Lewis, one of the up guys covering those outside gunners. So now we move over to the Calvary offense. James Mobley is your quarterback, the junior. Multi-year starter now, 2nd year as a starter. He's got Caden Jones, the big guy behind him. You're going to hear a lot of those names all day long.
Yes. Last time they had a lot of cramping problems.
Yes. There's up the middle for Jones, and Jones is going to get multiple yards. He's going to be inside the 10 to the 6. Actually, Coach Cameron said the best thing about his team, they didn't cramp in that game, considering as many times they were up and down the field. Oceanside had cramping problems. He was so proud of his training staff because they were unable to have cramps. We are hot today. It's sticky. It's that steamy, so it'll be interesting to see if that's a factor. They did with a tush push here, basically, get him down to about the 3-yard line.
So it's 3rd down and 2.
3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. They can get a first down at about the 1.5. It's the handoff again, this time to Jones one more time, and he got about 1, maybe 2. He is a big man. Coach said he's just scratched the surface. He's in the basement of his talent, he said. So interesting to see what he does in this game. A lot of people looking to him to have a huge one.
And besides Mobley, he looks a lot bigger.
Yeah, Mobley out there with 3 wide receivers and Caden Jones, the running back. There's the fake to Jones. He throws it, and the wide receiver stopped. He threw it to a spot. It was the wrong spot in this case, so Jenkins is going to hold, and it will be 4th down. We'll see what they're going to do.
Either way, with him stopping or not, he had someone in his face. That's why he tried to stop there.
Brought the kicker out, so they will attempt a field goal here. The kicker is Grady Shiver. He's got 1 of 1 on field goals for this season so far, only from 21 yards.
While we're talking about field goals, I was impressed by Jenkins' field goal kicker.
Which you don't see all the time from Jenkins.
That's
this one
what I'm saying.
Is just a mere 20 yards. It's basically an extra point.
The angle is a little funny.
The kick is up.
Good.
The kick is good on this one, 3-0 Calvary. And you're right, it'll be interesting to see if kicking games come into play because Jenkins hasn't had a really good kicker like this. Josh Woodley in practice hit a couple 45-yarders. So let's see what if that comes down late in the game, that'll be key.
I'm going to say this, that Jenkins is running a spread wing T thing. They should go in the center. They should go in the center. The threat of all that passing is go in the center, get the snap, give it to your guys. If I got a bigger line, there's no reason. Because listen, in high school, in any game in high school, you can look to have 3 to 5 bad snaps. In college, 1 to 2. In pros, they get paid.
And more likely, not a bad snap when he's under center. So
Right.
from that level, you are correct.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see what they do because they do like all the options they have, and they run a lot of those curls with this, but they run those curls with the slot backs that are more effective from that spot. So we'll see. I think you've got a good point to see if they go under center at this point if Cam Thompson keeps having trouble with the snaps.
Yeah, if I have the numbers up front, I need to go with the numbers.
So Calvary with 2 men back on this one. That's going to be a short kick to the out of bounds, and that will go out of bounds. So Jenkins will end up with very good field position out of this. They had an early first down, then 2 bad snaps, 1 over the head of the quarterback, then 1 at the feet, which led to a sack. And suddenly they had to punt. Short punt that ended up only being 2 yards. Calvary was able to convert that into a field goal.
On White.
And that's where we are right now.
We will have a first
Yeah,
down
hopefully
for
they
Black
get the snaps
at the
together, because
35-yard
if not,
line.
it's going to cause a big problem for them the rest of the game. Because if I'm a running team, I never want to get behind if I'm any kind of team, I don't want to get behind the sticks. But because of a running team, you definitely don't want to be behind the sticks.
I'll tell you what's interesting.
There we go.
That's not Cam Thompson under center anymore. They've moved everybody around and moved Thompson out. And they're under center, so we'll see what they did. Here's the swing to the outside, and they will get a couple yards on this one. Gang tackle. First one on the hit. Give that to Buddy Curry, the defensive lineman. That was a good sweep play in there. Big gang tackle. That's exactly what Coach Cameron was telling me. They better tackle, and they better tackle hard on that one. Jalen Wright, Kamari Wright, I think, get it in that one. He's done a very nice job filling in for Jalen Elliott. So now you have another weapon on this side.
Really shifty guy.
Under center again. They're going to fake it one way, go to the opposite side. This time is to Dominique Johnson, who had a huge game against Liberty and against Goodwin against Beach, but not going to get anything here. In fact, probably going to lose 1.
Good discipline by the Calvary defense right there, staying at home. Good job by number 15 and number 21.
McCormick again and Deshaun Wiley. Now they are undersized out there. Wiley's a safety that they moved to linebacker. McCormick says he's only about 185, Coach said, but he's doing a great job as an edge rusher. We'll see if they're able to pick him off with some of those big linemen. So here we are, 3rd and 5. Holloway under center. He's going to fake the handoff, looking at the play action. He'll go around the corner. He's got some room, and he's going to get a first down. Knocked out of bounds one more time. Again by Deshaun Wiley, but not before he gets 6 and the first down.
Great job by Holloway keeping the ball and not making a mistake in throwing the ball.
He's not a big runner. I said 116 yards, but he's got the ability to break it free when need be. I have a feeling if he gets 50 yards or more, Jenkins can stay in this game today. But we'll find out. I think it's interesting when you've got a team like Calvary, which may be undersized, a quarterback running can make a big difference.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Especially when they have to cover everything on the outside.
So here's Holloway getting back to the huddle here. It does look like they've moved Cam Thompson. I'm going to look again just to be sure. I'm not sure if it's Thompson in the middle after those couple snaps. And as you said, they are under center more. Not worried about that snap this time, though. There will be a flag.
Dead ball. Delay of game. Offense.
Too much time.
5-yard penalty. Repeat first down. Delay of game.
Him having to come to the sideline each time to get the play, man, that could wear a kid out.
Maybe there's a trouble with some of the headsets or something. You don't know.
I sent it. We got to have somebody else that can run a play in. We got
and
to.
they have the opportunity to do that with the number of players that can touch the ball. But we'll
right,
see
we
what they're
got to
going to
figure
do.
that part out.
So Holloway again under center. Ryan Scott, the running back behind him. And they're going to hand it to Scott, who's got a hole. He's going to get through the Calvary defense, busting a couple more tackles. Boy, he can run and run hard. Ryan Scott with a huge play right there. Gain of 12. Ryan Scott, we looked on him on the field. He's got big thighs, big calves, and he proved it there as the strength that he had to break through this tackle.
Look at this kid, man, toting people. 3. Oh, and he had a little touch push.
You cannot arm tackle that man out there. Took Gabriel Osfield with him among others and got an extra 3 or 4 and made it 2nd and 3, and they just took the first down on an easy play right up the middle.
I'm glad they made the adjustment of going under center, because sometimes you can outsmart yourself.
I mean, Scott's got 4 touchdowns. He's averaging 8.8 yards per carry. He was our player of the game just a couple weeks ago.
Well, until they stop me from 8.8, we'll have to give him the ball.
Back under center again for Holloway. Scott behind him along with 2 slot backs, 1 wide receiver. It's a handoff to the outside. There is some room. That's a good cutback and a couple extra yards right there.
Number
That's
16.
Kamari Wright, who's done a very nice job filling in for Jalen Elliott.
You told me about Kamari Wright.
Yep, touchdown against.
Woo!
And all of them have the ability to catch. A lot of those passes are short or right behind the line, because they know what the kind of speed they have out there.
No doubt.
But Kamari Wright's done a very nice job, and he just adds another weapon. We'll see what Jenkins can do. They're on a drive. There's the handoff to Johnson. Johnson's up the middle. Good stick on the inside, though.
Number 2.
That's a perfect play by Jonathan Perry. Plays linebacker and tight end for them. Perry with a very nice stick, because Johnson, if he's in the open field, is tough. But good play. Holding him down 3rd and a couple inches. I think we're going to get a measurement on this one. See how close he got to this first down. Perry does a very nice job out there. He's only caught 2 balls on the year, but he's a strong player on the defensive side as well. As we go to a measurement here from this. Interesting to look at this and see the size of the line and the ability that they all have. Cam Thompson is going to be your headliner out there. Obviously going to Mississippi State, big man. But they need everybody out there. Coach Welch talked to me and said, we had starters. I needed more effort out of a couple of them. So he's moved them out, but he said he's going to move them in and out. So I think they're going to basically rotate 6 and 7 linemen, which is going to make it even tougher on this running game for Calvary's defense.
Well, I got to give a shout out to the offensive line coach, Coach Leroy Benton. He's one of my homeboys. His whole family is from Camden County, Dover Bluff, Spring Bluff area. Everybody know the Bentons. So shout out to Camden County and Dover Bluff.
Well, he's got a good one right here. He's got Cam Thompson among others. I think you're looking at, Josiah Boatwright, Jaden Jackson, Amonte Crawford, and Alexander Harris. Just some of them. I bet we're going to call 2 or 3 more names for some good blocks, too.
Every year he does a pretty good job with these guys.
He may have one of his best right here. So 3rd and about an inch on here for Jenkins from the 32-yard line. The handoff up the middle, break 1 tackle, push a couple more, but that's going to be enough for a first down. Not long, but does exactly what you need to.
I love what Jenkins is doing. They're making this an ugly game. This is an ugly game. This is a game that Calvary does not want to play. Calvary wants to play a fast-paced game. We said that Jenkins did too, but a different fast pace. Control the clock, stay within the parameters, and win the game at the end of the game.
And we talked about Kamari Wright already getting a couple carries. There's Scott up the middle. This time they were able to pull him down, but he still got about 3 on this one.
Look at that clock ticking down, ticking down.
Buddy Curry again, one of the tacklers. Exactly what you said, though. Jenkins can play fast, but this is the way they like to. They can hold the ball for longer and not let Calvary's offense get on the field.
No doubt.
So looking here at 2nd and 7 for Jenkins in the black, down 3-0. There's the fake of the handoff. Holloway's looking to throw. 2 men in the pattern. He's got a man open. He's going to overthrow Dominique Johnson on that one. Good coverage by Emerson Lewis.
I think to me, that's a wasted play. When I'm running the ball pretty good like that, we could try that down in the middle of the field or whatever. But right now, we're within striking distance.
But don't you have to keep them honest? If you keep running, they're going to keep pushing them up and pushing them up.
It's 3-0,
right.
and I hadn't seen them bringing enough beef up front to stop me.
Well, we'll see. It's interesting play. Looks like 2 down linemen, basically, and 3 linebackers on this one. 3rd and 8. The handoff up the middle to Scott. He did partially break a tackle, but didn't get all the way. Good stop by Kenneth Baker, the linebacker, and that's going to be 4th and about 2. Interesting to see what Jenkins does here.
So if we run that on 2nd down, we on 3rd down and 2.
But you don't know what happens on 3rd and 2. They bring in more beef, and suddenly it's there. We'll have to see what happens.
Then I got 4th and 2.
It's a long game. 4th and 2 here.
No, I agree, because I saw some guys on Calvary offensive line. Number 63, I think for sure, is a good-looking kid. And I think at some point in this game, coach may have to use them. And especially if they're burning up this clock like this, it may be.
Well, we'll see what happens. Jenkins wants to talk about this one. Important 4th and 2 right now on the 22-yard line of Calvary. We'll see what Jenkins does for 4th down when we come back right next on the Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week. You're fine. You're fine.
I can't. Every now and then I can hear you. And then I can't hear you. It's driving me nuts.
You can't hear me at all now?
Huh?
You can't hear me at all?
Not now.
But sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Every night, like at the end, just then, yes. Then no. I can't hear you now. Can't hear nobody. Can't hear myself. So I don't know if I'm yelling and screaming or what.
Could you hear Dan or not when Dan does talk?
No, can't hear nothing.
No, he doesn't hear anything. Gotcha.
And then the band right here.
We've got to reopen first and then the read. So, yeah, the band doesn't help. You're doing great.
I can hear you now.
Hi, I'm Malcolm Mitchell, author, Georgia Bulldog, and Super Bowl champion. You're watching the Jenkins Warriors and Calvary Cavaliers on WSAV CW.
And the WSAV CW Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week is brought to you by the OC Welch Ford Lincoln. Looking for a new truck? Go see OC today. 4th and 2 right now. Seeing everybody else looking at this big drive that's going on. Demetrius Holloway for Jenkins in the black, trying to get back here on a 4th and 2 from the 22. They hand off on the pitch to the outside, and that's going to take it the whole way. That would be Kamari Wright. Touchdown, Jenkins.
Nice play right there.
Took the timeout. The timeout was exactly what they needed to call a beautiful play.
He got the edge right there.
And Wright knew it, too. He knew nobody was going to catch him. Lewis was right behind him. Nothing doing, though. So how about that? Jenkins takes an early lead on this one. 6 looking for 7. Josh Woodley, your kicker. Woodley will be up. It will be good. Calvin, something I want you to keep an eye on, though. Notice how many Calvary guys were in on that kick. They've blocked a couple already this year. They'd like to get some more out of this. So you saw it. You called the run, run, run from them. Calvary, I guess it's just business as usual. Let's go throw the ball.
Well, the biggest adjustment was getting under the center. Getting under the center, that takes away that part of making mistakes. And once you, now if they were playing a team that wasn't as good as them, then you probably could do that.
Yeah.
But when you're playing these type games, you got to do the most safe thing you can to keep yourself in the game.
Well, I said
now they're up 7-3.
They really are mirror images of one another. Calvary's got more than 800 yards passing, almost 700 yards rushing. Jenkins, complete opposite. They've got more than almost 700 yards passing,
Wow.
and they have 900 plus yards rushing. So they basically mirror one another in what they want to do. Very interesting to see how Calvary comes back. Ty Pinckney, one of the men back on this one, along with Levon Owens, the sophomore, 2 sophomores back for Calvary. The kicker is Josh Woodley.
I don't think Calvary panics right here, but if they don't score here and Jenkins does, it's a little different because they hold the ball so long, it's hard for you to get into an offensive rhythm.
Well, we have to see. First, we're going to see this kick, and it's going to go into the end zone. So remember, 2:24 left in the first. We got a lot of game with an offense that put up 59 the last time we saw them, too. So I don't count either one of these teams out.
I know, but what I'm telling you now, Jenkins has never had kickers before. No, I'm being serious.
True.
And this kid is a weapon. Because if he puts it in the end zone, that means the other team got to go 80 yards each time.
That's 27 kickoffs so far. It's 19 touchbacks. So that's a good percentage for somebody.
Man, that's awesome.
All right, so here we are back with Calvary. James Mobley is your quarterback, the junior. He's got himself up to about 175, Coach. Growing, getting a little bit stronger, which is why he's running a little more than he did last year. The running back is Caden Jones behind him, and they're going to go with 4 wides. Mobley hands it off to Jones up the middle. Jones run into a crowd, then get tossed to the ground. Nice play up the middle by Jenkins, number 77. That's Bryson Foster. Foster's got 3 tackles and a tackle for loss on the year. Make that 4 for him.
Man,
and toss Jones down.
That was angry.
But Jones still got 7. A big hit for Calvary on that one.
I think he's a shot putter.
The way he threw him, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Calvary looking to the sidelines. Lots of time on the play clock. Mobley hands it to Jones. No, he's going to take it himself. He's going to get that first down and more all the way up to the 36-yard line. That's a gain of about 10. Mobley using the legs. Last year, he had just over 150 yards rushing. Already this year, he's got 103.
If number 5 doesn't make that tackle right there, he's off to the races.
I'll even correct myself. He's got more yards rushing this year than he did all of last year already. So He's changed his game, and it's benefiting Calvary. There's the handoff. Again, I believe that is again Caden Jones, thrown to the ground by multiple guys.
Caden Jones is a workhorse right here.
He's going to have to carry the ball a lot. That's Ty Middleton, actually. Zay Middleton. Zay Middleton is their speed guy. Caden Jones is the banger. It's a thunder and lightning kind of thing. Zay Middleton had a bunch of carries last week, and Coach was very proud of him. 11 for 107 against Southeast Bullock 2 weeks ago, and made a big impact on this team, and he's earned more carries.
Number 70, Crawford is a load.
Playing offense and line in this case. There's a handoff to Middleton again, not getting through that line there, but we'll get down to within 1 of the first down. That's a good tackle by Jordan Than, the defensive lineman, who's also, he's in there as a starter because Coach wanted some effort, and he said Fan was giving him effort out there, so he got the start in this one. Also, Amonte Crawford, your guy, on top of him again, which Crawford. If he falls on you, you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
So we're 3rd and about 1 here for Calvary. Clock's ticking down to 16 seconds. They will have to snap this before the end of the first quarter. There's the handoff to Middleton again. And Middleton's found a hole into Jenkins territory to the 46-yard line. A gain of 9, and that's how we will end the first quarter with Calvary on a drive. 46-yard line of Jenkins. Jenkins, though, drove down the field for 80 yards and a touchdown. They've got the lead 7-3 on Calvary as we head to the second quarter in this battle of Savannah teams looking to try to take control of the region on the Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week on the CW. It's quick. very quick. Crawford's huge.
Mongus.
Are you leaving our mics up just so we know? Kim and Boatwright, 72 is a load too. He's playing one of the tackles, 72. Yeah, I don't think he's playing defense, but.
You got some big boys.
10-4. So those are both big boys. And Thompson's not small. And Thompson's not small. Yes, I do. No, he does not. Dan was talking to you. Did you hear Dan? Did you hear Dan? No. Okay. 30 seconds. Taj, you got quarter stats? The WSAV CW Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week brought to you by Chicken Salad Chick. Deliciously fresh in Bluffton, Savannah, Pooler, and Statesboro. Made from scratch, served from the heart. Thank you to Chicken Salad Chick for providing food for our staff today. We appreciate that very much. Here's Mobley. 1st and 10. He's going to hand it off to Caden Jones. A lot of room to run. He's going to break it to the outside, to the 30, down to the 20, to the 17-yard line. That's a gain of 29 yards. Huge play. Jones found the hole, and then I like the way he cut it to the outside, Calvin, to get extra yardage.
Yeah, I mean, I love what Coach Cameron is doing right here. He's running at a running team. Like, who can out-physical who?
And you talked about the size of their line. He doesn't care. He believes in his offensive linemen are going to make the difference, and so far they're doing a great job. So we are 1st and 10 at the 17 here for Calvary. Down 7-3 to Jenkins. There's Mobley. He's going to toss it to the outside. First throw of the day. Not going to go any place. Out to Jalen Hicks, who's been his favorite target lately, but that one's actually going to lose one. Hicks had 9 for 99 against Southeast Bullock.
That was a great play by number 5. Number 5.
Number 5 is Brian Swinton. Brian Swinton. Swinton with a very nice open field tackle. In space, doing his job. Mobley's going to look to the sidelines here. 2nd and about 11. 11-11 left here in the 2nd quarter. There's Mobley, fakes the handoff to Jones. Got him on the crosser, tipped on the outside. Nice job by Jenkins. That's number 9, Aushawn Izzard.
Sean is supposed to be their star linebacker out there.
John, I believe, if I remember correctly. John with a nice tip. Otherwise, that could have been a touchdown out there.
Could have been a touchdown.
Levon Owens, the sophomore speedster, was the intended target.
Man, the field has gotten shorter, and Jenkins' defense has tightened up.
Interesting, like you talked about, Calvary wants to throw a lot, but they've been running better, and that's how they got down here. But now they've thrown, and they're suddenly in 3rd and 10. Different team, interesting play, because Calvary is a passing team by nature. So do you get away from what brought you here? Everybody moves back. They're going to switch this play around. Coach Cameron to reset the play clock. Mobley with Middleton behind him. Mobley's going to look up top. He's got his man. It's just outside of the reach of his intended receiver on that one, MJ Knight.
Good
job by everybody. Tacked up a little bit. Good play on the outside.
Good job by everybody right here. Good pass. Defensive back is in good play. He had to make a perfect pass for that to happen.
And again, that was Brian Swinton again, who made the play earlier on the tackle.
I think you said that Calvary is a passing team by nature. I think you have to take what they give you, and what's been given right now is the run. And I think the adjustment may be made over on the sideline. We might not have to throw the ball.
There's Grady Shiver. He's got the kick, and that is up, and it is good. So it's 7-6 now, Jenkins and Calvary. So interesting call on your part, because they have run the ball very well. You've got to mix it up some, but did they get too reliant on the pass inside the 20 would be the question.
Well, see, my thing is, I think more of Jenkins as a running team. They have been able to throw the ball against lesser teams. As far as Calvary, they were able to do what they want to against different teams, especially lesser teams. But when they had to throw the ball against Oceanside, because Oceanside was striking also, then they had to. But in this case, I think he's showing his toughness running the ball back at Jenkins. I think that's big mentally.
And then you got to be interested, though, too. In 2024, the 34-31 win for Calvary, Mobley threw for 314 and 4 touchdowns. So different team, different time, but you know that has to stick a little bit in Cameron's head going, we threw on him last year, we should be able to throw on him again this year.
But you have a kid in Travis Blackshear that's at Georgia right now that was
Thomas Blackshear and
my
Dupa
bad.
Coleman.
Travis is his cousin. My bad. They played on my 707. That's
but yes, Thomas Blackshear and Dupa Coleman,
right,
and then who controlled everything between
right,
32 touchdowns. That's going to go in the end zone over the head of Dominique Johnson.
80,
taken to the end zone by Shiver.
80 yards by both teams. If you score, you got to go 80 yards.
That's become a big thing in high school, especially. The kickers are getting better, and you're seeing more touchbacks, which enables those tough, kickoff returns were a big thing. We saw it just a couple weeks ago in that Calvary game, and how
right,
much kickoffs return can hurt you.
Right. Okay, let's see what Jenkins got.
Jenkins going to have to come back on this one. So the last time they came down the field, drove it 80 yards in about 10 minutes, and were able to take a big chunk of time off the clock and get the touchdown. Now they're going back for one more. Majority of that was on the ground. Okay, here's the fake. They fake back to the other side. Nothing doing. Everybody there. McCormick was the first man. A couple in there.
Great defense. Staying home. Great defense.
The misdirection, a huge part of what Jenkins can do, because they do have so much speed on a straightaway. Didn't make anything this time. Nothing doing. McCormick sniffed that out easily and stuffed him.
Great job by McCormick.
2nd and 11. McCormick has been their man lately for them. He had 18 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, and 9 sacks on the year.
I think Holloway going to have to miss a handoff right here and just take it for itself, because they're playing the rest of the wing team perfectly. If he pulls it and takes it around the side, I think he can run for a while.
We'll see what they're coming up with. Instead, they're going to roll, but they're going to pass. Wide open receiver there. That's Dominique Johnson. Johnson's to the 30-plus. Almost took it all the way. Knocked out of bounds by Emerson Lewis, but not before he gains 13.
Great job. Great rollout.
A lot of times that's the perfect passing game for Jenkins. They like it short and then let these speedsters get it on the outside.
Get your athletes in space.
Dominique Johnson, when we watched him against Liberty, had 5 for 67 and a rushing touchdown and 1 catch for 80 on the pass.
Wow. And
that touchdown again, so he can break one at a moment's notice. Jenkins driving again, 32-yard line, 10 minutes exactly left in the second quarter. Jenkins with a 7-6 lead on Calvary. Andrew Davis here with Calvin Wilson. Handoff up the middle to Scott again, and Scott doesn't go down on first contact, gets himself about 6.
About 6 on the, hey, he runs great inside. Like, he finds little openings.
He's really good at finding a small hole and making it happen. McCormick, first one in there for the tackle.
McCormick is having a big night tonight.
He's been huge for them the last couple games, especially pass getting to the passer, but in this case he's going to have to play the run a lot. And I said 185, not the biggest edge, but he's got speed.
Against this offense, you have to be disciplined.
There's Holloway. He's going to hand it off from the outside to Wright again. Wright, who had the touchdown. He's going to get 2, maybe 3. It'll be 3rd and 1 on here. Kamari Wright's done an excellent job for them. Had that touchdown against Liberty. looking to the sidelines now for the play call. Mayor Van Johnson in the stands out there. I believe a Jenkins grad himself supporting the team. Of course, he'll still support Calvary too now that he's the mayor. So.
Hey, Davis Weatherton came up and made a nice little hit just then.
He's another guy who plays in a 11, 12, 13-man kind of rotation. Calvary's going to need them all today, most likely. So we're at 3rd and 1 for Jenkins. There's the handoff. Nope, we're going to blow it dead for a penalty first.
You go from 3rd and 2 to
flag.
3rd and
5
7.
yards.
So
16, 16, lead
much
forward,
better,
move
especially
forward.
The options
Yes,
they
sir.
have on offense. 3rd and 7 opens the playbook up a little bit. Maybe another rollout pass they were talking about. Or Scott, you know, he's averaging 8.8 walking in the game. 8 would get you a first down.
What would you do right here?
I'm throwing the ball. I'm rolling Holloway out to the right.
I'm running it.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
I'm not saying that's what they're going to do.
But that's what you do.
Yeah.
But we'll see where the coaches stand on this one. You called it early. Holloway is under center the majority of the time. This time Jenkins is going to call another timeout on a key play. They did this on 4th and 2 the last time. That got him a touchdown. We'll see what happens this time. 8:16 left in the second quarter. Jenkins with a 7-6 lead on Calvary. You're watching the WSAV CW Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week. Got it. It's working good. Ten for. You saw no Blackshear interview, right? I asked him, he didn't. The WSAV CW Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week brought to you by O.C. Welch Ford Lincoln. Check out our exciting lineup featuring Aviator, Corsair, Nautilus, and Navigator. Looking for a Lincoln? Go see O.C. today. Jenkins is seeing themselves with a 1-point lead. 7-6, 8:16 left in the second quarter. Andrew Davis with Calvin Wilson. There's the play. Demetrius Holloway, your quarterback. He's going to roll out and throw, and it is picked off on the outside on a pass that was behind his receiver. And Calvary's own Deshaun Wiley coming up with the pick. If the ball was where it should be, that's a first down. Watch the play, Calvin. Unfortunately, Holloway threw it behind his wide receiver right there.
No.
And Johnson wasn't open. Instead, Wiley steps in front for a big turnover for Calvary.
No, what Wiley did is he knew the play. He baited him, and he jumped a route. That's all.
So there we go. We'll see down there. Let's throw it down to Hank Tatum, our third member down on the sidelines. Hank?
Hey guys, here with Mayor Johnson in the stands. Mayor, what does this game mean for the people of Savannah? It's two schools so close together in proximity.
Well, not only close in proximity, but close in records. These are two powerhouse teams right here in Savannah, dueling it out in Savannah. For the Savannah mayor, that's heaven.
Yeah, and you're enjoying some football here on this Friday night. What do you see so far in the matchup? Who's got the edge?
Well, right now, very close, 7-6, 8 minutes left to go. It seems to be pretty evenly matched. It's going to be in the second half, see who has the stamina to pull out.
Well, Mayor, appreciate your time. We'll see if this continues to be such a close game. Thanks for joining us.
Go Savannah.
Mayor not picking sides on that one, just saying go Savannah is what he has.
Savannah High.
Well, no, just Savannah in general. He's not picking sides, and that's a smart thing to do for a politician.
Yes, yes.
So there is a flag on the field.
I'm glad I'm not a politician.
After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, black, half the distance to the goal line, first down.
So after the incomplete pass by Mobley, there was a taunting penalty, which is going to get a first down for Calvary. They're going to move the ball 15, and suddenly they're inside the red zone. And you don't want to give this Calvary offense any extra opportunities or more yards. They can get enough on their own. Interested to see if they go back now that they're in the red zone. Caden Jones back in the game. The running back has had some success so far with the four wide receivers. Now you want to throw.
Yeah, now I want to throw it.
There's the handoff to Jones. And nothing doing there. Jones going to get thrown down.
By Big 70, Big 70.
Sean Lee is your lead guy, number 12 on that one. Among other ways, Big 70 is in there. He got a piece of him too, but Sean Lee, first one and two more guys behind him.
Job.
You notice that they're filling in good on both sides to make sure these guys don't get yardage.
Big 70 is tackling his own players.
Whatever you got to do, right?
I don't want him on me.
2nd and 10, no gain on that play. Bringing in the speedster, and this one's A. Middleton. So Middleton in the backfield now with the four wide receivers, 3 set up to the top of your screen. Mobley, your quarterback, he's going to hand it to Middleton. Middleton found a hole, got over the line and got down to about the 6-yard line. Middleton with a nice job in finding a small hole and making something out of that.
Great run by him. He popped it out to the right side. Got small, good tackle by number 10.
Coach said he is quick, and he is. That's tackled by Brandon Brown, the linebacker. So here we are, 3rd and 4 for Calvary. Mobley trying to draw him each time. Good play by Jenkins so far to not get drawn offside by the hand clap.
Good discipline.
And just as they say it, that's a false start on Calvary. So again, Jenkins didn't move, Calvary did on this case.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Thank you to our referee today, David Finger, making those calls. So now 3rd and 9. Changes the play call, I think, for Calvary, unless you think it's 2-down territory. But in a game like this, 3 means something, and I don't know if you go for many 4th downs this close.
It's time for MJ Knight.
Well, MJ Knight, they went to him last time and just missed him. Zay Middleton in the backfield. You do have 4 wideouts.
It's MJ Knight time.
They're going to call a timeout, will Calvary, with 6:22 left. Both teams have been very protective when this comes to this because of the possibility of a big play in a game that may come down to the last seconds.
I like the kid Ty Pinkney, also the sophomore. I think at some point he's going to have a breakout game to propel him into next season.
Very interesting because really they only have 5 guys who've caught a ball this year. So this is something that they are very condensed. They have 4 wide receivers. Their running backs have yet to catch a ball.
Wow.
Which is really interesting. An offense as explosive as theirs, Caden Jones has 0 catches.
Well, now I changed my mind and I throw to a running back.
Well,
because my tendency is not a tendency. If we hadn't thrown to you all year, this is the time.
This is the time.
This is the game that could win the region, right? This is like
the very well could. It's early, but we could believe that.
They've already beaten Southeast Bullock, which Jenkins has to play at some point. So that'll put them in
a very good position to take home this region with a win over Southeast Bullock and Jenkins. Not saying that Long County's not good. Some of the other teams could pull up a wild upset, but odds are.
What other teams with the wild upsets?
Long County is a pretty good team. If you play them in Long County, both of them have it at home, which is definitely an advantage for both of these teams.
Other than Long County.
Not going to disparage anybody else in the region. So, Southeast Bullock is the only one other than maybe Long County. And unfortunately, I won't disparage the other ones. They don't have the skill set to beat these teams.
We got a politician in the making.
Maybe. You never know.
Someday.
Everybody watches TV, Calvin. We got to make sure they're there.
I love it. I love it. Hey, I love them all.
3rd and 9.
Believe me.
Moving on here, 3rd and 9. Calvary going with a stack formation on the bottom right now. That's Levon Owens and MJ Knight. Interesting to see if they can get something out of that on the bottom side. On the other side, Jalen Hicks, who's their leading receiver.
Oh, my quarterback may take it and run it.
Here's Mobley. He fakes it to Middleton.
Number 4.
He's going up top. Knocked away. Great play on the outside. A little underthrown, but all the credit going to the corner, Jalen Elliott.
Good job, Jalen Elliott. Right in the right place. Oh! Oh!
I'm not give me credit. I apologize. That is not
Great throw.
Calvin Wallace.
But a great throw.
A great throw and a great play by Calvin Wallace.
What's his name?
Calvin Wallace.
C-Dub?
C-Dub.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know who would do like that. So.
Are we on the CW?
We are on the CW, and that is Calvin Wallace, the senior.
And I am Calvin Wilson.
I understand.
The junior.
Now Grady Shiver, I believe just a Grady Shiver, no junior or senior, is going to try for his third field goal of the day. I think this has got to be considered a win for Jenkins to hold him to another field goal.
No doubt.
Shiver's 2 for 2 today. Kick is up. The kick is good, and Calvary for the first time all day, for the second time today, will have a lead at a 9-7. But if you're Jenkins, if you've gotten 3 drives out of Calvary, including one that started on the 11-yard line and have held them to 9 points, this is a game that they believe positively has gone their way in the first half.
If Jenkins don't get outside of their character and run the ball and make safe passes, everything is not a safe pass. And if you are going to throw that interception, throw it going to the end zone.
By the way, second quarter, you're looking at the stands on the Jenkins side, it is full.
No doubt.
This could come into play later as these fans get more excited as this team stays in this game and even holds a lead later. This is a full homecoming stand. You see it there. I mean, Calvin, we don't see full stadiums at Memorial Stadium very much. And the Calvary side, by the way, excellent job on their part to fill this out too. This is a great game and a great crowd for a top-level football game.
If we go back to that Jenkins throw, that was a long throw to the sideline.
Yes, it was.
It was a long throw.
Holloway's got a pretty good arm, not as good as Mobley, though.
Right.
So here's the kickoff by Shiver again. Dominique Johnson back deep. He's not going to get anything. That's going to go into the end zone. Another touchback for Shiver. Shiver now 29 kickoffs and 25 touchbacks. So this is what he's doing.
Love these 2 kickers right here.
And so far he's proven it with 3 field goals in the first half as well. You talked about the Jenkins kicker walking in the game. Shiver said, you didn't talk about me.
I'm surprised. I want to see if Jenkins go on a nice drive right here, run it down. Will they give their kicker a chance? Because we both were on the field.
They worked him a lot in practice.
And
so they expect that he's going to be needed in this game.
Yes.
Because they didn't just work him extra points. They were kicking longer field goals.
Yes.
I think they think it's going to come down to something that could be a field goal game.
And they could be right.
And right now it has been 3 of them so far for Calvary.
3.
1 big touchdown drive for Jenkins. A blocked punt from Calvary led to one of those field goals. Otherwise, it's been 2 good drives where they've been stymied inside the 15. There's Holloway. He throws it up for Dominique Johnson. Johnson opened this time, got it over top of his man, and got it to the 26-yard line.
Man, they're dangerous with these passes. I'm just telling you. It's just... Oh, man.
McCormick almost got to that one on the tip. He threw it over top of the Calvary man, Zay Middleton, the junior. Middleton playing a little bit both ways, playing some defense for him, too.
But it does set him up for a nice little short right here.
Once you do this, it does open it up a little bit because Calvary can't say we're going to play the run. Now, admittedly, they're still putting 5 on the line.
So guess what? I may go over the top right here.
But here's interesting. They had been putting 5. It's 4.5, basically. Now they're only doing 4, so Jenkins opened up a little bit. They're going to give it to Scott up the middle. Scott looked like he had something. Then that bottled up real fast.
Oh, they're pulling him.
Then he's still pulling and pushing and pulling and pushing. And that's going to be a first down. He's going to get about 5. Calvary gets the ball at the end. They want to say they pulled it from him.
Look like they pulled it, the ball and his helmet. Let's see.
One of them counts as a fumble. The other one doesn't. I didn't directly hear a whistle, but I think they said he was down and stopped. But they will give him a first down, and that would be 5 yards. Davis Witherington came up with that ball after a lot of pulling and tugging.
I like Witherington. He's a smart kid, and I think he's a backup quarterback also.
He is.
Okay.
Yeah, 14 tackles, 2 tackles for loss for Witherington so far this year. But first down, Jenkins in the meantime from the 33. Holloway looking up top. He's got Johnson on the street. Oh, and just off the hands of Johnson. Very, very close. Good coverage by Scotty Walker, the corner.
That was a good ball right there.
Very close, a little too close to the sidelines.
Right.
But really, with Johnson's speed, he hit him all right outstretched to the fingertips.
Yeah, a little bit too far.
Good throw, though.
Good
and
throw.
that will keep them honest on those corners. I think you can get some curl routes back, can't you, Cal?
Right, because he could have threw it. He could have underthrew it inside, and the ball be picked. If you're only giving your guy a chance, you're giving your guy a chance.
That's what you want. You're absolutely right. So 2nd and 10 here for Jenkins. Going back to the shotgun, which is causing him problems a little bit earlier in the game. There's a handoff to Scott, who's got a huge hole. He's going to cut back across the 40 to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Jenkins!
Great run right there. Hey, look at all the alumni on the sideline.
67 yards for Ryan Scott. Jenkins, huge play, big touchdown. You could drive a truck through that hole, Calvin.
Wow, but right
that's
there,
the
that
cut that
dead
made
leg.
the difference.
The dead leg. He gave him the dead leg.
And
then good blocking by these last two right here.
Dominique Johnson got the last block, which got him all the way into the end zone.
Great job by
You
Jenkins.
love to see when you get a long run, you've got to get a block from a wide receiver.
And did you see all the celebration? Those are all the alumni from Jenkins down on the sideline.
You know this game means something to them. They want to beat this Calvary team because they think this is the best Jenkins team probably since Coach Cameron was there back in 19.
No doubt.
And there is the kick, and it's up and good, and maybe a little surprise. Jenkins 14, Calvary 9, 4:36 left in the second quarter.
I think we in for another good night, man. I love it.
Already been a good night, and Jenkins now got their crowd into it, kept them here. Second half could be electric.
I think I'm telling you, I think Calvary may have to use some offensive linemen to in the second half if they're not wore down on offense.
I think a rotation is going to be necessary. You're absolutely right because of the size of everybody.
Because of the size difference. Because if number 70 can play on the offensive line and the defensive line, I don't see why some of the guys from Calvary can't do the same.
You've got to think that it's somewhere in their system right now. So we'll see what happens here. Jenkins with the kickoff. Josh Woodley, who has put all of them into the end zone today, which has been one, but it went into the end zone. And it's a weapon. Jenkins doesn't always have a really good kicker. This appears to be somebody who can do what he needs to, which is, again, kicking it way into the end zone. Hank Tatum down on the sidelines. Interesting. Coach Welk talking to his players down there, Hank, was saying, remember, you can push somebody, you can't pull him, because pulling someone's a penalty, and they don't want to get caught for that, because if you saw that replay when they had Scott going over the line, there was somebody pulling him. So good job by Hank in listening there and understanding the rules, because Coach Welch doesn't want to get a penalty when he's got a first down in front of him.
Got you. Great job, Hank.
So here we go, 14-9, Jenkins leading Calvary.
Hank, I might need you to listen to some more stuff later on.
Well, here we are at the 20 for Calvary, down by 5, 4:36 left here in the second quarter. That's going to be offsides for Jenkins. First time they've gotten him on this one.
Good job with the snap count, changing it up.
Offsides on the defense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
There's a real art to that, isn't there, Calvin, about the one clap, two clap, and everything else.
And sometimes it's a quiet clap, then it's a loud clap, you know. So they mix it up really well.
So 5 more yards, so first and 5 here, and there's Caden Jones, but that's going to be a flag. Jones is going to get a bunch of yardage, but I have a feeling that's going to come back for a hold. Jones showing his strength.
Okay, now Calvary behind the sticks right here.
It was a quick throw of a flag. Looked like he spun one of the defensive linemen. So the 5 they got, now given 10 back on this one, pushing Calvary back a little bit.
First and 20.
So a large contingent of Jenkins' current, former students out there getting excited on here. This is a hot sideline right now for Jenkins. They're excited about this game. Calvary looking to do some damage here and quiet this crowd down on our side of the field. James Mobley, your quarterback. Hands it to Caden Jones. Jones looked like he had something, didn't get there in time, and instead pulled down by Oshawn Izzard.
The last time I seen this stadium like this, it was Jenkins against Islands before Islands got the sanctions. It was the most talent that I saw on a team, on a field between two teams in Savannah in a long, long time.
This one may rival it.
Yeah.
This is a lot of good players out here that we have.
And got a lot of good fans out here tonight.
2nd and 12 for Calvary. Down 14-9, 3:42, clock ticking, second quarter. Mobley, James Mobley drops back, looking deep, does find his man. That's a good catch and run for Ty Pinckney, the sophomore.
Ty Pinckney, I'm waiting for him to wake up and do some big things.
He's going to get about 17 on that one.
I like that kid. I like the looks of that kid.
That's the 7th catch on the year for Pinckney.
Strong hands. All hands just then.
He's a taller guy, too. Some of the other ones are a little bit smaller compared.
Him and MJ are big guys.
Coach Cameron talked about it. Last year was all Dupa Coleman and all Blackshear. This time, everybody that he's got can break one free, and he loves being able to spread it around a little bit more. So 1st and 10. There's the handoff to Ty Middleton up the middle. Middleton will get it for about 3 yards.
Someone helmet came off.
Helmet for Zaire Sanders, the defensive lineman. His own guy kind of pulled, fell on the other one. Got to get that chin strap together.
Yeah, you got to strap that up.
Did make the tackle, 2nd and 7. 3:13, 2 timeouts left for Calvary.
Caden Jones back in the game.
Jaden Jones playing a little bit both ways. The ability to swap out offensive and defensive linemen is going to serve Jenkins well in this game.
And we hadn't heard from Jalen Hicks tonight.
Not yet. We'll have to see what he can do. It tempted. Mobley hasn't hit him yet.
Wheel route.
Got his man.
Hicks.
He's going to be out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Very close. Intended for Jalen Hicks. Got to see. That's good cornerback play on there to force him to the boundary, too.
And that's good magic by me calling his name just before the play came out. I don't know if they listening to my headset. Because I do see the Calvary guys right on the other side of us right now.
Jamison Lewis, I believe, your corner on that one. Nice job by him.
Hey, somebody check the headsets and make sure they're not calling my plays.
Jamison Lewis, Brian Swinton, both are in that area.
Great job by them not being fooled by the wheel route.
So Jenkins, interesting on defense, another big play. We'll call their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
I think that was a smart timeout.
Tonight on the Blitz, Friday Night Blitz starting at 11:15 on WSAV. Calvin, we've got some good ones. Bluffton's undefeated, by the way. They're playing Lucy Beckham. This is a big one going into our game with Hilton Head next week. Whale Branch, Phil Simmons, Hilton Head Prep, Augusta Christian. Statesboro team, very dangerous, I think. A lot of people are talking about them playing up against Bradwell, and then Appling County, always dangerous.
Right. I love the names in South Carolina, though. Real names.
Lucy Beckham, Whale Branch, all of the above. Interesting to see what Bluffton can do. Can they walk into that game with Hilton Head next week? We'll find out at 11:15 on the Friday Night Blitz.
I'm thinking about moving to South Carolina and opening my own school.
Just the Calvin Wilson school is what you want?
Yeah.
You got work to do to get there, I believe.
Send your grandkids and your kids there, man. We're good.
Calvin Wilson, you going to be high school or middle school or elementary school?
We're giving out scholarships.
Well, we'll find out. Once we know what school it is, we'll figure it out from there.
K through 12. K through 12.
You're going the whole thing.
Whole thing.
All right. Clearly, if you need a loan, call Calvin Wilson because he's got some cash to open a school.
No, funding. We got funding.
Funding. Okay.
Yeah. We're going to talk to the mayor here, and maybe you know a mayor somewhere else.
Well, we'll see if Jenkins' timeout pays off for them here. Calvary with a 3rd and 7 at their own 36-yard line. Jenkins with a 14-9 lead. Here's Mobley. Mobley under pressure, able to escape. Now it's too many people. He's just going to throw it up there.
That's got to be a flag.
He was out of the pocket. It did not reach the line of scrimmage.
And nobody was there.
Jenkins was hoping it was going to be a live ball.
I saw a lineman over there. Let's see.
Well, I think they're looking at it.
They ain't gonna call the flag? Oh my gosh.
They're looking at it.
They ain't gonna call it. They looking too long.
They did just call it an incomplete pass.
They gave them the benefit of the doubt.
Jenkins
right
Coach Welch not happy about that one, and I don't blame him. That looked like that should have probably been grounding.
Coach, throw the red flag. Just go to the replay.
So 2:32 now on the incomplete pass. Clock has stopped for the moment. So according to the truck, ball hit the line of scrimmage, which makes it legal because he was out of the pocket.
I need somebody in New York to look at what the truck saw.
We did not afford our rules expert today, so it's just us.
My bad. Well, we trust the truck.
We trust the truck. So there's Mobley, your quarterback, who's going to punt. He's going to get off a good one. No one's going to get to that. He's going to bounce favorably for Calvary, a couple extra bounces, and that's going to go way down to just about the 15-yard line. Excellent job by Mobley to get it down there. 2:17 left.
Why is the clock still running?
2:16 left. Jenkins with a 14-9 lead. The biggest thing here, they don't have any timeouts.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure what they can do unless they break one early.
They let 4 seconds run off the clock.
It was maybe one. This is a home field. This is Jenkins homecoming. You can't complain about the clock. You can't complain about the clock when it's a Jenkins homecoming.
I can. I'm a politician.
So far, the refs aren't doing their job and the clock guys aren't doing their job.
And they're not playing. The people who's not playing is doing the worst job right now. That's all I'm saying.
Well, right now, nobody's complaining about the way Jenkins is playing because they got a 14-9 lead on a very dangerous Calvary team.
But with 2:20, I was about to ask you, do you think they'll try to strike right here?
Well, here we are. There's the play up the middle. That's going to be Scott again, and he's got a twist, and he's breaking one tackle and a couple more. What a job by Scott. There's a late flag on this one. Don't know what that's going to be. Tackle by Zay Middleton, Grady Shiver down there, a couple of different guys. Sorry, that's McCormick.
See what this flag may be.
See what the flag may be. There's a spin. There's going to be a face mask at the end, which is going to tack 15 onto it. Your dreams of the kicker from Jenkins are getting a little bit more positive right now.
Well, I want to see
on the defense. We will go 5 yards from the end of the run.
Only 5, not 15.
Will be a first down.
It's incidental, fair call. He did not turn his head. He got it by the bottom.
That's terrible.
Focus on the game, not the referees, sir. That's what'll get you in trouble. You can watch at the end here. Great job. First of all, let's talk about Scott. Watch him spin out Emerson Lewis's tackle, then get another man to miss, then finally get brought down, and an incidental face mask.
That's not incidental.
You got to turn the head these days. Noah Whitaker got the bottom of that.
It took his whole head
off.
You
can't turn the... And there's Jenkins. There's Scott again, and Scott's got another big hole and another first down all the way down to the 45-yard line.
Great job by Scott, man. He is running his football down their throat.
Gain of 13, but look at the size of the hole on the right side that he's going through.
I'm still going to be concerned about this. I want to see
Jenkins is your home team. You can't complain about the clock.
No. I just want to see how this 4 seconds is going to play in this because of them not having timeouts.
So far, we will see. No one complained about it so far, but you.
No.
I mean, the coaches on the sideline didn't say anything. So there's Scott again. Nope, Holloway's going to take it. You asked for that. Good pull down. Excellent job on the outside by Kenneth Baker, the linebacker.
Great
He's going to get
job.
Holloway back down to the line of scrimmage.
Great job staying home by Kenneth Baker. Watch this. Stayed home.
This is the call you asked for in the last drive that they didn't make, and Baker was able to bring him down, and that's a huge play with 1:14 and clock ticking. 2nd and 10. Jenkins taking a little bit of time here. They will huddle, taking more time. Interesting when they need some yardage to get into the field goal range.
Don't go in the shotgun. Oh, my goodness.
57 seconds, clock moving. There's Holloway, got a block from Scott, did a good job with the block, and then he's just going to throw it away. Good job by Holloway, realizing there's nothing there. Scott saved him with a beautiful block on the inside.
Number 65 was on him. He was breathing down his throat just then.
Buddy Curry, who's made a couple plays early in this game.
Yes.
Calvary always seems to have some really good D linemen, tackles, ends guys who are big that can do this, and Buddy Curry's the latest one in this group.
No doubt.
So now it's 3rd and 10, 46 seconds left. you run some of that clock, I think, to not give it back to Calvary because they are so dangerous.
Yeah, I'll run the ball.
Make him call a timeout. Calvary has 2. Jenkins has no timeouts. Demetrius Holloway, he's going to throw again. He's going to be under a lot of pressure. He's going to escape. There's going to be a hold. No, this isn't going to mean anything. Holloway is going to have a big play, but it's going to be all called back for a holding. You could see the reaction right there.
I never seen an offensive lineman say, Travis Anderson, he said,
yep,
it's against us. Bring it back.
So we shall see, but that is a hold on the outside. I believe Isaiah Moultrie is going to get popped for that because he's the one seemed upset about it, and that's a huge difference right there. Now, time ticked off the clock, so they did lose 14 seconds, but Jenkins also going in the wrong direction right now.
Yeah, run the ball, run the ball. Run the ball.
Well, but you said they were working on 45-yard field goals. They thought if they got about 10 yards, they were in range.
Yeah,
so in this case, now they're backed up, and with 35 seconds left, you probably do run the ball, at least make Calvary call a timeout and have to punt.
14-9, I go into halftime with momentum instead of making a mistake.
Well, we'll see what they're going to do. Jenkins does still have the ball. Demetrius Holloway with that 14-9 lead. There's Holloway. They are going to throw again, it looks like. He's going to be under pressure again. This time he's going to get away, and he's got some yardage. And he's got a big chunk of yards inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. What a play by Demetrius Holloway. That's a 30-yard run.
Great job by Holloway. Individual effort right here. Getting out of the, whoa, that changed the direction right there.
Dodged 2 tacklers.
Oh, my
Then
goodness.
a good block again by the outside, and that's going to be spiking for Jenkins. 22 seconds left. If you're looking at it, they're at the 28-yard line. This is about a 46-yarder, which was right on the edge to where Josh Woodley's range was. So they'd like to get a few more yards for him.
26 seconds left.
It's 22-5. We need to stop talking about the clock. The clock doesn't matter anymore.
The clock matters a lot.
So 22-5 on the clock, despite what Calvin is saying. 22-5.
Look, Coach saying roll.
At halftime, you can go in the truck and look at the clock and see how much gone over.
Coach saying roll the clock. Coach Cameron is saying roll the clock. Why?
Because they're not rolling the play clock. That's why.
Okay.
He believes the play clock should have rolled, which he's right.
Well, it's still not rolling.
Now there's a flag. They're going to call intentional grounding.
Oh, my.
Interesting. I don't know where he spiked it, but they called intentional grounding, and now that's a loss of down. I didn't see enough to say anything, but that's an intentional grounding. When he makes this signal, that's an intentional grounding.
Oh, wow.
Are you allowed to spike it in high school football?
I don't know, but
maybe not. Well, then until we know the rule. Oh. The truck said we're going to get a replay for you, but apparently Holloway fumbled first, then tried to spike it, which is intentional grounding because it has to go to your hand and spike it because that's
loss it down. Second down.
Loss it down.
That doesn't mean as much right now because the yardage means more.
I apologize to everybody wearing black and white tonight.
It's a 5-yard penalty, so it doesn't push them fully out of range, but they're going to have to get some yardage. Holloway on the roll. Holloway's going to throw it up. He's got his man, and good toe touch.
Wow.
What a play.
Wow.
Dominique Johnson, who's done an excellent job.
Man.
Coach Cameron very much unhappy about this. Whatever he felt was going on, not happy about it.
Man, the kid had great feet, man.
Complaining to the refs.
Great feet right there.
He called the timeout now. I probably to talk to the refs. Oh, because he's saying the clock should have run on the intentional grounding, which I believe is the rule.
Well, they gave him the loss of down.
But it's still, because the penalty, what it is, the clock is supposed to run too.
But we can't complain about that because
I'm not complaining. I'm looking at Coach Cameron complaining.
Right, but he can't complain about that.
He's on the road. He's allowed to complain.
The referees are right tonight. The truck already told us that the refs said it's good. We can't go to New York to get the call.
The timekeeper, Calvin Wilson, is up unhappy with all of it.
I just want them 4 seconds back.
I think what he's saying, not agreeing or disagreeing, but that the clock on an intentional grounding should have started instead of having that time.
I wonder if they say, okay, we messed up.
I don't believe they can say they messed up because what do you say?
I'm sorry, Coach.
Well, here we are. Interesting. So 15.8, Jenkins with the ball.
This is good.
In field goal range. Holloway with a beautiful pass to Johnson last time. He's going to roll out. He's going to throw it. He's got his man, and he dropped it.
Oh, my
Dominique Johnson dropped it.
Hey, listen. That's okay.
Play.
That's okay, kid. Hold your head up because he made
a beautiful
play. He made a play on the ball. He made a play on the ball here. Look, watch this. He makes a good play on the ball. He was being held.
Would have been interesting because there was a lot of hand checking, but I think it went both ways.
I think it was being held, and he got off of it.
I think it both ways.
Yeah.
So
good job.
So Johnson wasn't able after a beautiful catch before.
15 seconds left on the clock. 11 seconds. What do you do right here?
You kick this ball. With no timeouts left, I wouldn't take this chance. I'm surprised they are. Second down. He's going to have to get down or get the first down, and he did neither. Clock is at 3. It is at 2. It is at 1, and they will not get a field goal off.
The 4 seconds.
They still weren't going to. They still weren't going to get to the middle and get it off in 4 seconds. So 4 seconds doesn't matter. 5 points is what matters. So Jason Cameron, after complaining about the intentional grounding call, said the clock should have run. Jenkins tries to run it, unable to get it and get the clock stopped in time for a field goal attempt. That's a tough mistake. We'll see if it costs them later. But they will walk into this game, into the second half, with a 14-9 lead on Calvary. Big start for Jenkins, and they will get the ball to start the second half. We've got a big halftime show for you coming up. We're going to have a lot of good stuff, including what the weather's going to be, among other things. So we'll get back to you right here on the WSAV CW Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week.
Calvary get the ball.
Oh, you're right. Calvary does get the ball. Ooh. I forgot that Jenkins took it.
Ooh. It's a good game.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. It's a good game.
Now back to the Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week and your Georgia Department of Public Health at the half.
Well, we told you walking in, this may be the best game in Savannah tonight, and it is living up to every bit of the hype. A beautiful toss right there, picked off by Calvary. That only set up a field goal. Jenkins' defense has held them to 3 field goals, put 2 scores on the board themselves, and are leading 14-9 at the half. Andrew Davis here with Calvin Wilson. interesting to say, I correct myself from earlier, Calvary gets the ball to start the half, so that'll be interesting what they do in offense. But right now, Jenkins' defense has done exactly what they've wanted to against Calvary.
I'll tell you what, if this is not the best game tonight, then I'd like to see it. And, yeah, both teams are playing at a high level, and they want this game. They know the importance of this game. Both coaching staffs and both teams know how important this is.
Because you're looking at a game potentially to get you a 1 seed in your region, which means a couple home games on this one, so you never have to leave your bed, which would be good news for them.
No doubt.
And that homecoming band, they're on the field. The fans are fired up on this one too. It's been good news at Memorial Stadium. We've had a great crowd and a great set of games right now. You see the band right there. But the Coastal Health District works to improve lives in our region by preventing disease, injury, and disability, promoting health and well-being, and preparing for disasters. This week, learn about environmental health services offered. Here's Ginger Heidel with the Georgia Department of Public Health at the half.
I'm Ginger Heidel with the Coastal Health District, and I am here with Lauren Baker-Newton. She is the Environmental Health Director of the Chatham County Health Department. And Lauren, I've often thought of your environmental health team as sort of the unsung heroes of public health, because so much of what you all do to keep people safe is done behind the scenes. Give me an idea of what a day in the life of an environmental health specialist looks like in Chatham County.
For environmental health specialists in Chatham County, as well as throughout the district and the state, no 2 days are ever going to be the same. We are responsible for a multitude of programs. Some of the programs that we are responsible for include inspections of our local restaurants, our local hotels, our local swimming pools, also our local body art studios. In addition to our facility-related programs, we also are the rabies control officers for the county. And in that program, we manage animal bite incidents just to ensure there's no human exposure to the rabies virus. We also handle some property maintenance issues, specifically on-site sewage, so septic systems, so any business or home that is not connected to public sewer, we have to ensure that they have some type of management system to handle their wastewater.
Yeah, it's a really broad list of different things that you all do. Let's go back to the inspections for a minute. When you're doing restaurant inspections, hotel inspections, what sorts of things are your folks looking for?
So when we are doing our facility-related inspections, we are doing what we call risk-based inspections. And what that means is our team members are going in to make sure that there is no risk for people to get sick or to be injured as a result of their visit to those respective facilities.
So if somebody wants to know if their local favorite restaurant, or perhaps a restaurant they'd like to try for the first time, is getting a good score, how do they go about doing that?
So beforehand, they can check our website for those for the most recent inspection score. Also, those scores are required to be posted within the facility as well.
And what about complaints? Do you all sometimes receive complaints from the public, and is that helpful?
So yes, complaints are helpful. So if there are things that are going on that you have a question about or anything like that, feel free. You can call our office or you can enter in those complaints via our website as well. And those complaints are always investigated, even if they are entered anonymously.
Okay, that's great. Lots of different ways to help protect the health of the public.
That's right.
Another thing I wanted to talk about, it's a new service that the Environmental Health Office began offering recently in Chatham County, and that is well water testing for people with private wells in Chatham County. Talk to me about what you're looking for if someone brings in a water sample from a private well.
So with that program, we offer non-certified testing. What we're looking for is to see if those samples contain total fecal coliforms or E. coli. Typically, we recommend that individuals are having that test done at least once a year if they are on a private well. And that's, like you said, that's something new that we have started offering.
Okay, great. And so if somebody has a question about any of these services, they can just give you guys a call?
They can give us a call at our office, and we'll be more than happy to assist them.
All right. Thank you so much, Lauren.
You're welcome.
Night Blitz Game of the Week is brought to you by the Coastal Health District, improving that health for those who live, work, and play in the coastal counties of Southeast Georgia. Learn how the Georgia Department of Public Health can help at coastalhealthdistrict.org. So far, Jenkins needs no help in putting the ball in the end zone. 2 scores have them with the lead, 14-9 on Calvary. We'll be back with much more at halftime of the Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week.
Now, more of the Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week halftime show, sponsored by the Georgia Department of Public Health.
Well, the action on the field is certainly heating up so far. Jenkins, Ryan Scott has been all over it. Calvary's defense has not been able to stop him fully. In this case, pushing and pushing and pushing for that first down. We'll see exactly what the Jenkins offense can do against this Calvary defense in the second half. They've got a 14-9 lead right now. And it has been hot out there, and it's a steamy one down on the field. Interesting to see what the second half holds, for as well as the rest of the weekend as we look at the college games in the future. That's why we've got Chief Meteorologist Scott Roberts down on the field for us. Scott?
Hey, good evening, Andrew Davis. It has been a great one for high school football around the Coastal Empire and Low Country. Here at Memorial Stadium, temperatures have cooled off into the upper 70s. The humidity, you notice it, but it only feels a few degrees warmer than that in the upper 70s as well. But as we head into the weekend, conditions will be a little bit warmer for us, and that humidity will be a greater concern. If you're going to be heading to any of the college football games, be prepared for a couple of stray showers developing on and off around the region. Let's start off in Statesboro, where Maine is taking on Georgia Southern. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock with temperatures in the mid-80s. We'll have a mostly clear sky, so it looks like conditions will be pretty good for the game in Statesboro. They're cooling off into the lower and middle 70s as the game begins to wrap up, so it should be a pretty good game. We're going to be heading up to Clemson, where Syracuse is making the trek down from New York to take on the Clemson Tigers at noon tomorrow. Conditions will be pretty nice around noontime. Lunchtime temperatures will be in the lower 80s, climbing into the mid to upper 80s as the afternoon goes on. There's a chance that there might be a couple of stray showers developing, but overall it should be a pretty good day in the upstate for some college football. If you're going to be heading to Atlanta, where Temple is making the trek from Philadelphia down to Atlanta to take on Georgia Tech, temperatures around kickoff will be in the mid to upper 80s, cooling off into the lower 80s as that game wraps up, so not too bad. There's a chance a couple of showers will develop in the Atlanta area as well. If you're going to be heading, well, it's probably too late for you to head to some other corners of the country, where South Carolina is heading to Columbia, Missouri to take on Missouri. Kickoff at 6 o'clock Central Time. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s. A few stray showers not out of the question. Coastal Carolina is going down to Mobile to take on University of South Alabama. Kickoff at 6 o'clock with pretty decent conditions, 78 degrees, and a few showers not out of the question. Georgia State is going to be heading up to Nashville. It's going to be the toastier of the games. Kickoff at 6:30. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s, cooling off, though, as the game goes on in that same type of drill where we will be talking about the possibility of a few showers developing. Closer to home for Saturday, if you do have any kind of outdoor plans, conditions are going to be looking pretty good. Saturday, highs will be in the upper 80s to lower 90s. Feels like temperatures a little bit hotter than that. A few stray showers not out of the question. For Sunday, maybe cooler by a degree or so, but not looking too bad. Next week, we'll have some showers on Monday and Tuesday for the start of fall, but as those showers end, things will get a little bit hotter for the middle to the later part of next week. Can tune in for WSAV News 3 at 11 on the NBC side for the complete forecast for the weekend and into next week. But for now, we'll send it back up to the booth to Andrew.
Scott, you aren't giving football fans credit enough. They'll drive right now if they need to get out to that South Carolina game in Missouri. It's not that far, a couple of those other ones too, so you never know exactly when you'll leave or when you'll head that way. So should be really interesting to see. And hey, good news, how about Major Dillon? He's your homecoming king for Jenkins, football player and king all in one. And right now, Jenkins, they're the kings of the field. They're leading 14-9 over Calvary on this one. Congratulations to Major, and so far we'll see if he can walk away with a crown and a win. We'll be right back on the WSAV CW Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week halftime show. What's that?
You've been watching the Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week halftime show, presented by the Georgia Department of Public Health.
The Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week is brought to you by O.C. Welch Ford Lincoln. Looking for a new truck? Go see O.C. today. Well, boy, O.C. and everybody else pretty excited about this one. We said we've got maybe two of the best teams in their area, definitely in their region right now, and they are proving it. 14-9 is your score so far. Jenkins, with those two scores, including a long touchdown by Ryan Scott, have made the difference. Calvin Wilson, I'll tell you, we've seen some high-level balls so far, but we've also seen a need for some tackling and good play calling.
I'm impressed with Jenkins because we've seen Calvary, and you've seen Jenkins. I hadn't seen Jenkins, but I'm impressed with them because I saw Calvary play against a good team, and I wasn't sure, but these are two really good teams right here.
You talked about the line walking into this, especially for Jenkins because of the size of them. They have controlled the line of scrimmage so far.
Yeah, and I love what you said about the off the field, like jumping off sides and stuff. We hadn't had a bunch of penalties, which is good.
No, and this was the first one. There was a blocked punt, which led only to a Calvary field goal. Then Kamari Wright goes around the corner for the touchdown and gave Jenkins a 7-3 lead. Then again, Jenkins gives up yardage, but then holds him to another field goal to make it 7-6. Then you came right back. Jenkins had something. They were looking for it. Holloway throwing it up there, picked off on the outside, and that one, nothing doing for that, and that set up that Calvary defense. Good pick, and now Calvary just held to a third field goal, so it's 9-7. Jenkins, Ryan Scott is your story. More than 135 yards on the ground, a lot of them this tough, this heavy that he's been doing. But the one big one is coming up right here. He was able to take that enormous hole, make the foot in the ground, and go the rest of the way, including a great block by Dominique Johnson on the outside to spring him all the way for the score. That's how we end up with 14-9. But maybe this will be the biggest play of the game. Here's your quarterback, Holloway, with time ticking and in field goal range. He goes down before the first down line, stops the clock, and no field goal attempt for them. You're looking at the stats. That's actually reverse, basically what it is, because Calvary does not have 251 yards. It's actually reversed. What they have is 251 for Jenkins, 122 for Calvary, and that's a huge thing. 122 yards for Calvary is a quarter usually.
And the turnovers, you're right. The stats should be on the
and
other
that's,
side.
you're looking at a situation where 122 yards is a quarter for Calvary, normally much less a half. Great job by Jenkins on this one, because they've done everything they need to. Truly 204 total rushing yards by 4 different guys, including the quarterback so far. So give them a lot of credit for Jenkins, what they're able to do on the ground. The 47 passing, if you get to about 100, that may win Jenkins this game, but we'll have to see what the second half holds. In the meantime, Hank got a chance to talk to the coaches down there. Hank, what'd you learn?
Well, guys, to start off, let's talk about the intentional grounding there. And I talked to Coach Tony Welch for Jenkins, and he said that what the refs told him is that his quarterback, Holloway, basically struggled to take the snap from the center, and so once he dropped it, then it becomes an intentional grounding. And then I also spoke to Jason Cameron for the Calvary side, and he said that he felt like the refs actually made the right call after talking to them, but originally they were arguing that the clock should have kept running after that. So a lot of tensions, and that doesn't even talk about most of what happened in the half, just those late theatrics.
Really interesting, because now, was Coach Wells upset about the way it went down at the end of the half? Because that's basically a 3 points that he took off the board.
Yeah, he was upset, and he basically said that, he told his guys that we've just got to overcome everything that's happening. He wasn't very happy with the way the refs called the end of that half there. And then he also talked about his quarterback, Holloway, that final play. He said he was disappointed in him, has to know better, and that ball has to come out of his hand. He can't afford to go down there, because obviously we saw the clock tick down to 0 because his quarterback didn't get out of bounds or throw it away.
And on the other side, so far, John Mobley, only 2 of 9 passing so far. Cameron, have any idea what he was trying to do to open up that passing game a little bit?
Well, I tried to ask him. I said, Coach, what do you do differently here in the second half? And he just said, turn the field goals into touchdowns. He feels like they just need to do a better job of executing. He said that his guys mainly need to settle down. Obviously, the atmosphere is fantastic tonight, and tensions are high in what could decide the region. So he said his guys need to settle down, execute their game plan, and start cashing in the end zone.
Hank, thanks so much. It's so interesting when you hear that, too. He knows field goals aren't going to win this game. You're not going to kick 6 field goals and win this ball game.
But they might. And I saw the field goal kicker out there practicing right there.
I'll give you 6 field goals all day against this Jenkins team, and you're telling me they're not going to score another touchdown.
Well, they may not. They may not.
All right, we'll see what Calvin has to say. He's a believer in that Calvary defense. Right now, they haven't proven they can stop Jenkins fully so far.
I'm not saying that they can't stop Jenkins, but if I could get 3 and 3 and 3, and you don't get 3, and you only get 7 every now and then, because they gave up a 7 right here. Now, if they get this 7 down here at the end of the half, then it's a different story for me.
We'll see what happens. Well, what a roundup on NBC tomorrow. A lot of touchdowns, less field goals on that one. Maryland, go Terps, I have to say, always, against Wisconsin at noon. Purdue against Notre Dame, who needs a win. Notre Dame is winless right now, still somehow in the poll at 3:30, but you know that's going to be a good one. Illinois, Indiana, 2 very good Big Ten teams facing off in the night game.
Indiana, have they lost the game yet?
No, they have not. It is, and will be on WSAV.
That's going to be a great game.
Illinois hasn't lost yet either, so both of them trying to keep that undefeated season alive. Notre Dame trying to get a winless season off the schneid. Should be very good. WSAV with a great triple header tomorrow for everybody to see. Meanwhile, over on the CW, Temple against Georgia Tech. How about Georgia Tech taking out Clemson last week?
Georgia who?
Georgia Tech taking out Clemson last. The Rambling
Georgia Tech.
Taking out Clemson. They are ranked. They are rolling at 4 o'clock tomorrow.
And they have a Jenkins alumni on the defensive line over there.
There you go.
Yep.
I love it. We love to see what the Ramblin' Wreck are doing. Another one of those local teams. Sunday night football, Chiefs, Giants. The Chiefs are winless too. So are the Giants. One of these teams is going to have to win. And you know the Giants would love to be able to beat that Chief team up. And Mahomes just doesn't look the same. Can he put it up and put it all over the Chiefs of the Giants, who've looked terrible all year?
That kid of Wilson out there, I don't know. He's pretty good.
Could be Jackson Dart by the time they're finished from Ole Miss. We'll have to see what's going on. Chiefs, Giants, starting at 7 o'clock Sunday night football right here on NBC. Just plop on your couch and watch WSAV all weekend long. That's all I can say if you're a football fan, because you're going to love it. Well, here we are, the second half about to get underway. Jenkins kicking off to Calvary. They did choose to go ahead and get the ball first, and they were not able to put a touchdown on the board then. This time now we'll see what Calvary can do. As we said, they were only able to muster 3 field goals on this one. Great defense in the red zone by Jenkins every time. If you're wondering some of your stats, our guy Ryan Scott, 14 rushes, 136 yards and a touchdown for Jenkins. On the other side, Caden Jones, 9 rushes, 67 yards for Calvary. Another one into the end zone there by Josh Ridley. So interesting to see what goes on here. So far, Calvary not been able to do anything on the offensive side. As we said, 2 of 9 passing for just 19 yards for Mobley. Not good. Jones has 67. So maybe that running game needs to keep leading them.
I say stay on the ground, man. Punish these folks like they're punishing you on the other side.
Should be very interesting to see what they can do, because they are a passing team. We said more than 800 yards. The crowd, not a person is left when Jenkins got a 14-9 lead. You know that.
I tried to go to the restroom and I just got back.
Well, it worked, and we're happy to have you back for the second half.
Yes.
So here is James Mobley as your quarterback for Calvary. He's got Caden Jones, the running back, behind him. Mobley looking deep. He's got his man, and he does have his man right there. Did he get a foot in or not? No, he did not get a foot. Cameron wants to say he did. The refs are checking. They will give him that pass. That's going to be a catch for 20 yards.
Let's watch the replay
Levon
right here.
Owens, your sophomore. Let's see. Did he get that foot down? We're not going to see from that angle. The refs, the one ref said definitely he got his foot down on the Calvary sidelines, who are certainly helping them make that decision.
I love the refs. I hope not to see them after the game.
I hope you have a stopwatch in your hand for the second half, too. Here's Mobley. Hands it off of the middle. This is Middleton. And Middleton goes down through the 40 to the 34-yard line.
The running game has been working.
26 yards for Zay Middleton. He is the lightning of the thunder and lightning. Look at the hole.
But did you see that hole? Oh, number 63 handled number 70 just then. That was a great block by number 63.
Great block, and Middleton all the way down after a 26-yard run. And there's Middleton again. This time nothing doing. You're not getting out of the hands of big number 70 out there. No chance when Amonte Crawford grabs a hold of you.
Well, Carson Dean couldn't handle him then, but on that big play, Carson Dean put him on his back.
Carson
that was a
Dean
great play.
did what he needed to on that one. But this case, Amonte Crawford been playing some both ways on offense, but he's doing his job on defense right now with the nose.
He's a huge kid.
So 2nd and 9, gain of 1. Jenkins looked like they jumped. They did not call it, though. We said Jenkins did a really good job with the hand claps and the cadence. Only 1 penalty so far. Mobley with the quick out to Hicks. Hicks down to the 20. He's going to get down to about the 17, 18-yard line, which will be 2nd and 3rd and 4.
Flag.
Let's see what the flag is on the far side of the field here. Just a sideline warning, no actual
on
yardage.
Black.
Great,
on
There's
Jenkins.
a warning
Great
only.
job by Hicks putting his head down and trying to get some yards.
So just a sideline warning, no actual yardage. So we'll be 3rd and 4 at the 27-yard line. Calvary in the white. 10:22 left here in the 3rd quarter. Jenkins with a 14-9 lead. Mobley with Zay Middleton behind him. He's going to hand it again to Middleton. He's a good hole, and that will get him enough for the first down with an extra push from the few linemen. They watched those Jenkins guys do it and said, we could do this too.
First down. Good job,
So gain of about 7, and that's a first down. But this is where Calvary has ended up just getting stymied a little bit by this Jenkins defense. So we'll see what they can do this time around.
Run the ball.
We'll see. Zay Middleton has done a very nice job for them as the backup running back, doing what he needs to. Interesting, I don't see Caden Jones on the field. This is Emerson Lewis in the backfield right now with Mobley.
Now I might throw it on a one-on-one.
Well, now I don't know what's up with Caden Jones. He's not in the game. They're going to their 3rd runner, which would be Emerson Lewis, the cornerback. So interesting to see. There's Mobley. He will handle to Lewis. Lewis has got a good job getting through the hole. He'll get about 4. So we need to check on Caden Jones, who's their lead running back, had 67 yards in the first half, did not start the second half. Zay Middleton did instead. Interested to see if there's something up with him.
And look for one-on-one matchups here on the outside. If they keep running the ball inside, you may have a fade to the back of the end zone somewhere here.
Right now they seem to be rolling a safety over there, but 3 wides. Solo on the right side with Ty Pinkney. Interesting to see.
Run it again.
But you've got 3 on 4 on the down below on the bottom side. Mobley hands again, no to Lewis. He's going to take it himself. He will make the corner to the 10 and to the 5. He'll get down to the 1-yard line. A great keep there by James Mobley.
And he didn't hold up. He put his head down and tried to run over the cornerback.
That's an RPO, but he saw it the whole way through. Great job by Mobley to get all the way down to the 1. Good tackle by Dominique Johnson to get him there.
Dominique Johnson did a good job getting lowered in the lower.
So we are at the 1 now. Zay Middleton is in the game. He is your running back, not Caden Jones, who's definitely their short yardage guy. But here's Middleton. They'll get it to him. Middleton will go in for the score. There's a helmet on the ground, but no flags. And that's a touchdown for Calvary.
Great job by Calvary getting in the game, getting in. Good job.
Calvary in, but referee is walking forward. That is a touchdown. They will just call a touchdown. Calvary will go for 2 on this one, which I believe the numbers show you. You get up 15-14. You want to go up 3 if you can right here.
What numbers are those? No, I'm serious.
The numbers when you're looking at it. Because
I know they say
because you don't want to go up 2 because you can still lose 16, 17, 16. So you go for 2 and see what happens. Here's Mobley. He's got his man. Great catch. Did he hold it? What a play. Excellent job by Jalen Hicks.
Great
who comes up with a 2-point conversion.
To the ball.
So now Calvary 17-14 after that score. Watch this catch by Jalen Hicks.
Took a big hit.
In a lot of traffic too.
Took a big hit.
Good stick by Jenkins trying to get the ball out of him. Good hit. Clinton Rhodes, the defensive back, but nothing to deny Hicks on that one. Hicks had a couple words for Rhodes after that one too. All right, 8:23 left. Calvary 17, Jenkins 14.
Okay, Jenkins. Got to see if you can answer right here. Did you watch the Canelo and?
I did. I watched Crawford and Canelo. Not the fight I was hoping for, that's for sure.
What's your thought? What was your thoughts?
Crawford's an excellent. Always liked Crawford. Thought he was a great fighter. So, and he proved that again by beating up on Canelo. Now the problem was there wasn't a ton of action to it, but he did a great job.
But he threw a jab one time and didn't even recoil it, and then he threw a hook off the jab, which I thought was incredible.
He's a super talented fighter.
Now I want to see if Calvary would throw a hook off this jab.
That's a good point. Was that was a jab or was it a cross? We'll see exactly how big. And this one not going in the end zone. Dominique Johnson's going to get a shot with this. The speedster. He's not going to get back to the 20 though. First time it didn't go in the end zone.
Good coverage.
Good tackle by McCormick.
Good coverage by Calvary.
Scotty Walker and Jeffrey McCormick in on the tackle. Once again, we saw it just a couple weeks ago last week on the kickoff returns when you came back with it. Calvary playing starters on kickoff.
Oh, that's
because you have to.
That's what
Savannah Christian had trouble because they were playing all freshmen on kickoffs, and they got beat twice on kickoff returns last week. Calvary learned from that, playing starters on the kickoff team. So Jenkins back with the ball. Demetrius Holloway, your quarterback. He had a good first half, 36 yards rushing, 47 yards on 3 of 8 passing. But the key was he did what he needed to control the game and get Jenkins that lead. They are now down, though, by 3, 17-14. We'll see what Holloway and company can do. That's Ryan Scott, the running back behind him. Scott will get around the corner. A pancake on the inside, and Scott's going to get over the 40 to the 42-yard line, 22 yards in all. Huge pancake by the tackle.
I think Scott could have went a longer way if he cuts off the outside of his wide receiver right here instead of going inside. Watch this right here. The block.
He didn't really. Well, Johnson didn't have much of a block for him. If you run it again, watch your man Crawford on the inside and watch him pancake his man to break that free for Scott.
I saw him.
Somebody felt that one when it was finished. 22 yards more for Scott, who had 136 in the first half alone. There's the fake to Scott. It's the toss outside. Quick toss, quick catch. Gain of about 5 on that one to Jalen Elliott. Now, Elliott's been injured for a couple weeks. He's a slot back for him, was the starter. Had 192 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns against Lowndes. Went down. Coach said he's very happy to have him back because it's another tool in that toolbox.
Did they change snappers, or is the same guy snapper now?
We're going to look again just to be sure. I think they have moved Thompson over to guard again.
Okay. Yeah, because it's a smaller guy snapping the ball. Consistent snaps. You got to have consistent snaps.
I believe Thompson had trouble, so they've moved him back to guard for now.
You got to have consistent snaps.
Cam Thompson, the Mississippi State recruit. There's the handoff again to Scott. Again, he's going to get around the corner. Good pop. Emerson Lewis,
Good job. He filled that.
Scott still drove forward, came up 1 yard short, but Lewis with a great shot.
It was a bigger run, if not.
Lewis, you understand why everybody likes Lewis out there. A lot of offers, 16 D1 offers so far, including Alabama. My understanding is his guy Blackshear down there may or may not have given him some Georgia gloves to wear too, just in case. Wants to make sure he can bring his guy with him.
I like that kid running that ball right there,
Ryan
too, though.
Scott's doing an excellent job so far.
He's tough. He's running inside and he's running outside.
Scott's got more than 160 yards rushing so far, 6:47 here in the third quarter. Calvary with a 3-point lead, 17-14 over Jenkins. There's Holloway on the roll. Again rolling. McCormick's trying to chase him down. Holloway throwing it deep. He's got a man open. 2 men open. Dominique Johnson will make the catch for a big, big play. Getting it down inside the 10 to the 7-yard line.
That kid have been making adjustments on the ball all night.
And making
Even when he dropped the ball in the end zone, he made an adjustment.
Holloway must have heard something about you not appreciating his arm because he tossed that a long way. Johnson was, best thing about that was able to stay in bounds too. I'm just looking at it thinking, I think he was in bounds still.
When you say that I'm questioning his arm, probably. But
we'll
he
see.
have playmakers out there. Your job as a quarterback is just to get it out there.
And he knew who was going to get that. That's twice he's made huge plays to Johnson.
So he's doing what he's supposed to do.
There's Scott up the middle. He won't get much, maybe a yard at the most on that one. But when he's been in trouble, he's gone Johnson as his deep man.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you about this kid. He may not have the best arm, but this is what I do know. He's a great leader, and they believe in him. And he's been doing it for the past 2 years.
Well,
and when I talked to him this summer, he looked me in the eye, and he told me he was the man. And that's all you need sometimes is a guy that brings confidence into the huddle.
And a game manager is okay when you have the weapons that Jenkins does.
No doubt.
You don't have to do everything, but you can make big plays like that, and it opens everything up around you.
And he knows he's not a 6'3", 6'4" quarterback, so he's doing what he does on a high school level, and I appreciate that.
6 foot, about 180 for Demetrius Holloway. We'll see. He's going to fake it to Scott. Now he's going to run it all by himself. He looked to the corner, couldn't get the corner. Instead, he will tuck it in, though, and get down to about the 2. Nice job there. Wanted to get all the way around, tucked it in to get extra yards.
That's a better decision that he made then than he made at the end of the half, which that's why he's the quarterback right now.
Well, the clock was the issue at the end of the half. Basically, Jenkins threw the ball to Johnson, got in field goal range, tried to call one too many plays, and unfortunately, it cost them the chance at that field goal at the end, which would be potentially a tie game right now. But Jenkins now driving for the touchdown.
Great learning experience, though.
You know he won't do that again.
Exactly. Well,
here we are, 3rd and 2 from the 2. Holloway hands it to Scott. Scott getting in, push, touchdown. With a little help from his friends, Ryan Scott gets it in the end zone for the 2nd time tonight.
Great answer by Jenkins. Great answer. Great answer. Something that Canelo couldn't do.
Interesting to see here. There's a lot of calls. They will bring out the kicker here. Money, I guess, was the theory on that one. That was a good hand signal. Everybody was proud of that one for them. But Jenkins now back with the lead at 20-17. This is Josh Woodley, the kicker, trying to get him up 4:28 left here in the 3rd quarter. Woodley goes up, and it is good. Jenkins now with a 21-17 lead. We've got a barn burner going on here. You don't want to go anyplace right now. WSAV CW, we've got the game of the night. 2 of the best teams in the area, and they are proving it. 4:28 left in the 3rd quarter. We'll be right back with much more action on the WSAV CW Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week. The WSAV CW Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week is brought to you by Chicken Salad Chick. From Bluffton to Savannah to Pooler and Statesboro, deliciously fresh, made from scratch, served from the heart. So Chicken Salad Chick, thank you for supporting our team tonight. In the meantime, Jenkins getting a lot of support from their offense now with a 21-17 lead, just getting it up on Calvary right now. And the kick once again will go in the end zone, and we'll take it down to Hank Tatum on the sidelines. Hank?
Well, guys, something to watch is this Calvary backfield. Like you mentioned, Caden Jones had not had his helmet to start this 2nd half, but he's just gone ahead and grabbed it, and now he's standing with his team. It's unclear whether or not he'll enter the game. But with this warm weather, their backup Middleton as well has been dealing with cramps. He was being given pickle juice, mustard on the sidelines, clearly dealing with something with the elements tonight. So this backfield, it really kind of depends on what their depth is going to look like. That's why we saw Emerson Lewis in sometimes in the last possession.
Hank, good information there. Zay Middleton is your running back now again. He had a good 1st half and a good start of the 2nd half as well, doing everything he needed to for his team. So we'll see what happens here. James Mobley is your quarterback, has not thrown the ball well until this last drive. Now back to Middleton again, and again a big hole. And Middleton will get across the 30 to the 31-yard line, gain of 11 and a 1st down.
Both running games are working, man. Watch this block here by number 53. Watch number 53.
Bryson Terry, the senior.
Watch the finish. Watch the finish. Oh. Well, that might have.
A couple guys in on that one.
Yeah.
Also, John Swindell, the senior, looked like he was getting a good block. Lawson Bentley was in the middle of that, too. A couple different guys. Here's a flag on the play.
Both running games are working, man.
Offsides on the defense.
Offsides on Jenkins.
5-yard penalty.
They've
still
been caught
first down.
by some sort of cadence or jumped off sides, and that's going to be 5 for Calvary. So 1st and 5.
Keep running it. Keep running the ball.
For a Jenkins team that like to run the ball, Calvary likes to throw. In this case, Calvary has switched it up and made sure their running game is doing the damage. James Mobley, the quarterback, is more than happy to keep handing it off if it means big yardage for his team. There is the handoff to Middleton, and Middleton finds a hole, and he's going to get over the 40 to the 46, 47, 48, 49-yard line on that. So that's another 14-yard gain.
Good tackle by Clinton Rhodes right there, but they're gashing this defense. They're gashing it.
Give Middleton credit. There was not much room there, and he was able to break one tackle. And you're right, Rhodes did a good job, or else Middleton could have gone the whole way.
Yeah, it was off to the races.
So Middleton dominating right now with that offensive line of Calvary. We talked about the size of Jenkins, but the skill level Calvary is doing its job right now on the offense. Mobley in the pistol. That's the handoff. Again to Middleton. Again, Middleton's going to get 9, 10. He's going to stretch forward for about 11 yards.
Okay, let's get him a break. Let's get somebody else in there, or just throw the ball right here.
We'll see what happens. Middleton not looking to come out right now. He's a young man. He's got his ability. He's only a junior. Walking into the game, he had 180 rushing yards, but he had 107 of those against Southeast Bullock.
You remember he came into the game against Oceanside and gave him some fresh legs.
Fresh legs there too, absolutely. And Middleton again. This time he's going to go up the middle. He's going to get about 3, maybe they'll give him 4. Helmet knocked off for the Jenkins player. Middleton is going to be your workhorse. As we said, their lead running back, Caden Jones, on the sidelines, as Hank just told us. He has his helmet, but has not been in the game yet.
They just brought number 16
They're going to bring in a completely different running back again. This time is Josh Rogers, the freshman. Rogers has 17 carries for 33 yards and a touchdown on the season. In the blowouts is when he usually plays. So this is interesting. They're going to try to get as many reps as they can out of these running backs. There's Mobley with the fake. He had a man short, but he's going to go deep instead. Face guarding is legal in high school, and a great job by that player on the Jenkins side. And then something happened at the end. Not good. Clinton Rhodes is down, clutching his knee. Let's take a look at the end of the play. Let's let this roll, guys, if we can. And see, I looked away for a minute. So he got tangled up with Knight. Knight starts to get up. And Rhodes kind of trips over him. I don't know if that was really intentional in some form from Knight, who looks then he's upset and tries to get him. He hit his knee on the ground, though, did Rhodes. That would be a loss for Jenkins if true. The Jenkins fans fired up about this, and you understand, because this is one of their important corners. So we'll see what happens, but I think if you look at the play, that Knight did not intentionally do that from the initial look at that play. So we'll see what happens. Rhodes does get up. He banged his knee pretty good on the ground. So we'll see. Rhodes goes into under the tent.
I hope the young kid is okay.
So hopefully he'll be fine. He looks like he's walking okay. They just want to make sure. Looked like it was worse initially when he went down and probably hit right on the kneecap, which never feels very good, and that can get you. You see, one more time here. Let's take a real good look at Knight. I didn't see this to be intentional trying to get him for some reason at all. I think they got tangled up. If you look at the right foot of Rhodes and the right foot of Knight, and then the left foot. So Knight moves the 1 foot away.
Oh, he got his cleat on him.
Rhodes is standing on him. Yeah. Knight maybe lifted his leg up, but I don't see that as an intentional bad play.
No, because he had his cleat on his leg. You can't stand on my leg with the cleats.
So here we are. Doesn't matter, incomplete pass. We are 3rd and 6 for Calvary. The quick toss to the outside. Can he get there? No, nothing doing. Great play by the Jenkins secondary. That's Akinyana Haynes.
Mr. Haynes.
Mr. Haynes. He came up with a great play. Both of those guys all over it. That screen was open the last time that I saw, and they threw deep instead. I think they could have gotten yardage the first time. They saw that it was open, went back, this time sniffed out by Jenkins, and we're going to be 4th and 5 right here.
Yeah, that's an option thing. You can see if wherever the cornerback is going to be, you could go deep.
I think Mobley looked deep the whole time last time. This time he thought it would be open. Right. They're going to go trips to the bottom. 4th and 5. See if either they can draw them off or are they going to go for this. They are going to go for this.
Emerson.
They're going Emerson on the wheel route, and he's going to overthrow him. Emerson Lewis was open on the wheel route, but he mobbily just overthrew him on that one. And Jenkins will take over on downs at the 35.
But I'm not sure if he came off the line as fast as he thought he was, and he kind of slow rolled that. If he would have just took off, he may have hit him.
Remember, too, Emerson Lewis is at best their third running back.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get as many, and he's been out for 2 weeks.
Coming back off
He's
an
not
injury.
getting as much time, perhaps, especially on offense.
Yes.
So your timing isn't quite there. Maybe
You're
if
right.
that had been Middleton, maybe if that had been Caden Jones, you got there. And as I said, their running backs have caught 0 passes all year long, so they went with something
What
different.
down was that?
That was 4th down.
And they threw on all my
3 out of the 4. But they
Come on.
but they had their freshman running back in there because Middleton was tired.
Yes.
Middleton not used to getting. There's the end around right there for Jenkins. He's going to get the corner. That's going to be a big play for Jalen Elliott. And Jalen Elliott is gone. Say goodnight right there. Jenkins with a huge 65-yard touchdown run for Jalen Elliott. Welcome back from injury, my friend.
Man, what a run. Let's watch the replay, how he gets that corner. Once he got the corner, it was all over.
Speed kills, Calvin, and that's exactly what Jalen Elliott has. Watch him cut back to the corner, and then nobody was going to catch him untouched all the way for 65 yards, getting extra distance by the end. He was so fast.
Got to teach him to put that ball in the other hand, though, but great job.
I don't complain about the guy who gets to slowly walk in the end zone because he beat everybody there.
Beat everybody to the end zone.
Long term, you're right, but Jalen Elliott did exactly what he needed to. How about that return from injury?
Yeah, with Coach James. Coach James calls himself the trainer of speed, and looked like some speed for those guys.
The kick is up, and it is good, and yes, that score is right. 28-17, Jenkins leading Calvary. So, we've seen it. Calvary has not thrown the ball especially well, but they're going to need to throw now. Their lead running back is not in the game. They've gotten a spark from Zay Middleton, their second guy, but their defense is going to have to stop this feed on the outside.
And Jenkins' defense has been playing a heck of a game. Wow. All right, every 2 steps he got 5 yards.
He's fast, 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 and more fast.
Yes.
I have always wanted to be that fast in my life. I wouldn't even be close. And I'll tell you, Elliott needed it. So, so we shall see. But Jalen Elliott has speed to burn on that one. Jenkins, 28-17. We knew there'd be some points.
Yes.
Coach Cameron said walking in, I said, well, 60 plus probably in this game when you're finished. But he said if that goes that way, that may not go our way. So we'll be very interested to see how this rest of the goes. Calvary has the weapons to keep this close the rest of the game and take a lead anytime.
Okay, let's see how they respond right here.
In the meantime, Josh Woodley will kick it off again. Jenkins 28-17, 1:16 left here in the 3rd quarter. Andrew Davis with Calvin Wilson.
This possession, they at least need a 3-pointer to put them in a 1-possession score.
I think points are a need right now, no question for Calvary, and they will get to return this one for the first time.
Okay.
That's a good
Flag
return to the
already.
outside, but then there's another flag, and it'll be down at the 26. There is a flag way up at the 35-yard line. Your returner was Ty Pinkney, who took one back in the Oceanside game.
Yeah.
Flag at the 36 is an interesting spot. We'll see what
Yeah,
that
they
turns
called
out to
it.
be.
It was way ahead of the play.
Our referee again, David Finger, will make the call. Nobody's moving either way yet, so.
After the ball was possessed, we have illegal block in the back on White. Penalty will be enforced at the end of the run, 10 yards, first down.
Illegal block in the back on that one, so that'll get him down about 10 yards on that. So can't really see it, but Pinckney got all the way to the 26. He's a dangerous returner. That's the first time they've had any sort of return. Woodley's been able to punch in the end zone, and now they actually get worse field position than they've had all night at the 16-yard line. So Mobley with Middleton back behind him, who's done a very good job on the running game. John Mobley, your quarterback, the junior. Had almost 300 yards and 2 touchdowns against Oceanside in that big 59-49 win. See what he can do here against the Jenkins secondary. Woo! He gets hit as he throws. It still will get caught. Man. A nice play right there. Levon Owens, the sophomore, will catch it for.
Long throw from one hash all the way to the sideline.
We'll get him for 14 on that one for Owens, and good pickup. The corner couldn't close in time. Mobley got hit while he threw.
Yes, he did.
So here's Mobley. Again, Zay Middleton, your running back, has had a very good game, but he usually is the guy who spells. Caden Jones, your lead rusher, he is on the sidelines last with a helmet, but not in the game.
So let's see how much he can carry the load.
So we'll see what happens here. Clock ticking, 38 seconds left in the third quarter. Calvary now down 28-17. Mobley, a lot of time. Pressured, now he's on the run. He's going to take it himself. He's going to cut forward. He'll get about 4 or 5 on that one.
I think that was the last play of the third quarter.
Expect that to probably be the last play on the third quarter. They're going to rush up to the line like they're going to try. We'll see if they actually do it or not, though. 9 seconds left. 5. Mobley will go ahead and call a play. There's Middleton, and Middleton's going to make the most out of that play, getting all the way to the 47-yard line. That's going to be a 12-yard gain. First down for Calvary, but we're going to end the third quarter with a number that I don't think many people believe. Jenkins 28, Calvary 17. A fourth quarter still to come, and we've got a lot of fireworks left. You're watching the WSAV Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week. Taj, I need... The WSAV CW Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week is brought to you by O.C. Welch Ford Lincoln. Find the certified pre-owned cars or trucks you're looking for online at GoSeeOCFord.com. Well, right now, the Jenkins band playing good things for their team because it is working. Calvary, though, with the ball, trying to drive and get back in this one. Down 11. Oh, Mobley able to break one tackle, will not break free of the second one, though. That's our guy, John Izzard, right there. John Izzard doing his part. 6'2", 215. He's got 22 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and now 2 sacks on the season. Mobley did a good job breaking free of 1, but you're not going to get past Izzard much.
No, that was a good tackle right there. Good job, good pursuit by the Jenkins defense.
He's got a couple offers out there. So now suddenly back up, way back in their own territory now. 2nd and 18. Jenkins saying it's going to be more.
False start on the offense.
2nd and 23
5-yard
now.
penalty.
Calvary going in the wrong direction.
First and what?
2nd and 23.
Oh my gosh. Scoreboard operator.
Well, the clock runs after they restart it.
1st and 10.
Well, no. Just leave the poor scoreboard operators alone.
Oh!
Mobley looking for some room.
Oh!
He's finally got something. He's going to get dragged down. He's going to fumble. And who's got it? Jenkins is able to get it. Looked like, I'm sorry, Calvary's able to get it. Jenkins looked like they were going to fall on it.
Good hustle.
Great hustle from behind to save Calvary.
That
could have been a back-breaking mistake for the Cavaliers.
By Zay Middleton, great job. Great
Zay
hustle.
Middleton, we said he was fast, and he proved he had some legs. First of all, Mobley with a huge pickup to get them at least within reasonable shouting distance on 3rd down. But then just got it popped from behind. Looked like the Jenkins guys had it. Middleton missed it. Somebody else grabbed it from behind, but he was right there to kick it away. That made the work. So we'll see what happens here. Calvary making moves from the sidelines. 3rd and 14.
I know Jenkins need to back their safeties up.
And Mobley is looking deep, and he's got a man. It's pulled down.
MJ.
What a catch by MJ Knight. Had the touchdown earlier and now comes up with a beautiful catch to get him down to the 11-yard line.
Back your safeties up.
They didn't, and they paid for it.
Great job, MJ. Great hands. Did you see those hands?
What coverage, by the way. I believe Jamison Lewis was there. Really good coverage, and MJ was able to get up for that one.
Oh, my goodness.
So we're at the 11 now for Calvary. 28-17 Jenkins. They hand off to Middleton. No, Mobley is going to keep it himself, a rare keeper for him, and he's going to get thrown down for maybe a gain of 1.
Big mistake by Jenkins' defense. Your safeties have no business that close to the line of scrimmage when it's 3rd and more than 14. Oh, man.
Defensive lineman Zaire Sanders is down for Jenkins right now. They're going to need him to help stop that running game, which has been very effective for Calvary. He's going to walk this one off. He'll have to, nope, he's going to go down again. He's going to have to take a play off at least for that Jenkins defense. Looks like a knee. So let's see, is that a knee or is it a cramp? It looks to be an ankle actually in that case for Sanders. Yes. So we're going to take a quick break here as Sanders gets looked at. Jenkins with a 28-17 lead, but Calvary inside the red zone. 9:30 left. Can the Cavaliers come back in this one and punch it in? We'll tell you after the break right here on the WSAV Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week. The WSAV CW Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week brought to you by OC Welch Ford Lincoln. Find the certified pre-owned cars or trucks you're looking for online at GoSeeOCFord.com. So right back with Calvary on the 11-yard line, down by 11. Andrew Davis here with Calvin Wilson on a very good game. 9:28 clock ticking here after the injury timeout. Zay Middleton behind the quarterback, James Mobley. Mobley looking for somebody. He's going to throw it up to the corner. A lot of contact there. They will throw the flag in the end zone, and that'll bring it down to inside the 10-yard line.
Great job by the defensive back right there.
So as we wait for the penalty call, let's throw it down to Hank Tatum on the sidelines. Hank?
Well, guys, you've already seen him flash some, but watch out for John Izzard, but mainly where he lines up. Coach Welch told me before the game that they can play him pretty much wherever. And so last week he was at DN. He's lined up there a little bit tonight, but he's also versatile enough to play Mike linebacker and be more of an off-ball, kind of a ball hawking type of pass coverage linebacker. So watch where he lines up as this game comes to a close tonight.
And you do not want to get hit by John Izzard, no question. So that was a pass interference penalty. That'll be 2nd and about 4 on this one to get them inside the 5. Throwing it up for Knight. They thought they had something, and they did. A penalty is what they had. Middleton behind Mobley. Mobley looking to the sidelines.
2nd down and 4.
Not lots of time on the play clock. There's the pass. Mobley over the middle, incomplete on this one, but another flag on Jenkins. Dominique Johnson probably will pick that one up, is shocked that he was getting that.
It's hard to call a flag on a slant like that. I want to see this.
Couldn't see if he pulled him earlier. That wasn't Johnson. That was actually Brian Swinton.
Half the distance to the goal. Repeat 2nd down.
So
it's
they
still
move
not first down?
Half the distance every time.
But no first down.
No first down.
Oh.
Difference in high school, you don't get the first down, you get half the distance because the
I
yardage.
might do that all the time then.
Well, you're going to get a yard every time.
Right,
so,
but
you know, as
I ain't giving up the touchdown.
Well, we'll see. So Calvary looking to it, hands it to Middleton. Middleton up in, untouched for the score. So a 2-yard touchdown for Zay Middleton, and Calvary now cuts it to 28-23 pending the extra point.
Do we go for 2?
They do go. I would expect you to go for 2 because it gets you within 3. As we talked about those field goal kickers earlier, could make a big difference in this game.
I don't go for 2.
Well, then you need a touchdown either way, whether you go for 2, go for 1, or go for 2 and miss it. So it's a good play to go for 2 right here. There's a book. Look up the book that the coaches have. They always say in this case, you watch the book with 9:02 left. You want to get yourself to only need a field goal to tie this ball game.
But if I don't get it,
it's still a touchdown either way. So here we are, 28-23. Mobley looking to the sidelines. Middleton behind him. 3 wide receivers and a tight end. The tight end is Jonathan Perry. Only 2 catches on the year, but could be something. No, he's going to block instead.
Big
Middleton's going to be thumped in the middle there. Great play. Was that
number 72?
72 this time, which is Josiah Boatwright.
Man.
Excellent play. One of the other big offensive, defensive linemen.
Not just big, but quick right there.
So it's going to be 28-23 now.
That's some huge guys out there.
He was able to break free of whatever block he had there and get right into the backfield. Nothing doing. Easy. No problems there. So now the lead remains to be 5. So Jenkins has a 5-point lead on Calvary, 28-23. Just to verify the point, if you kick an extra point, you're still down 4, which means you still need a touchdown. By going for 2, if you had made it, you get within 3, so you'll need a field goal to tie.
So if I hit a field goal right here, what?
Now it doesn't mean anything, but you went for 2 if you had gotten it.
No, I'm saying if Jenkins kick a field goal,
then it's within 8 still. So now you go for 2 then. So you're in the same position as you were otherwise.
But you wouldn't have to go for 2. You would have just had to go for a regular.
But if you get it, you're within 3. So that's how it works. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's too early. I just think it's too early.
That's a different argument.
That's
so if you thought
it
was too early, that's interesting. But you haven't really stopped Jenkins that much. So you're hoping that you're getting into a position where maybe it makes a difference. But we'll see if it costs them in the end.
Yeah.
Like the 3 points at the end of the half. Remember, this very well could have been 31-23.
Right.
So we're still in that position, which changes everything we're talking about if that happened.
But you know what I love?
Just to understand, so we can backtrack for you, Jenkins drove down the field at the end of the half, had a big play, and was unable to get it. Calvary went for the onside kick right there, and then ran out of time before they could get the field goal team on the field. So that was 3 points that probably were almost guaranteed. So instead, we have a 28-23. Jenkins going to have the ball here at the 46-yard line.
This is what I love about this game is, in all these games, and these high school games, is sometimes we, as fans and as spectators, look at these kids as pros, and they're high school kids, and they're going to make high school mistakes. And you know how many guys you play with?
Either way, I'm happy with the call because I think you go this because you don't want to let your kids make a mistake to that.
No, I agree. But I'm just saying with any of this, we sometimes criticize high school players.
Well, and coaches and everything else.
Right.
Some of them. Now, Cameron's been a coach for a while, so he felt that was an acceptable risk, and we'll see what happens now. Jenkins on the acceptable risk, and a big thump. Nothing doing there, way back in the backfield. A huge play by Buddy Curry.
Good job, Buddy Curry.
Buddy Curry made a few big plays in the first half, and now his second big one of the second half. Nothing doing. Ryan Scott, who's had an enormous game, gets thrown down way in the backfield.
Great job getting off a block and getting a tackle for loss.
All right, so Jenkins now 2nd and 13. We'll see what they've got here. 8:27 left. Clock not an issue yet.
Yeah.
Which is why you said maybe it's too early to go for it. We'll find out if it makes a difference. Here we are. 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13. There's a handoff at the end around, which worked well. Calvary has sniffed that one out this time, though. Nothing doing. A couple different guys. Kenneth Baker and Scotty Walker teams up for another loss on that one.
Man, Calvary is hot right now. Their defense has sniffed out this offense, and they're making it very, very hard on these guys right now.
Jenkins may have to come up with a little something different. Their passing game, the deep passes work, the short passes have not. I would like to see another screen, quick out wide receiver screen or something here, and let those guys get into some space.
There's something happening on that Calvary sideline where these guys have found something deep in them, and they're digging.
They believe they are the best team on the field, and they want to prove it. So we'll see, and because Jenkins believes the exact same thing.
Exactly.
So here we are, 28-23 Jenkins, 7:20, clock ticking in the fourth quarter.
Time for players to make
Holloway,
a play.
your quarterback. He's looking deep. Now he's going to run. He's got a man open, wide open. Elliott, he's to the 20, to the 10, and he'll go into the end zone for the score. Second time with a huge play from Jalen Elliott. Jalen Elliott takes it to pay dirt.
Wow.
Jalen Elliott out for multiple weeks for this Jenkins team. Had a huge day against Lowndes. Has not been seen on the field basically since, and has come up with not one, but 2 giant touchdowns today.
I love what Holloway does when the plays breaks down. He keeps his eyes up, and he reminds me of the guy at Philadelphia.
And sort of a broken coverage on that one. Elliott was able to find a hole, and once you get him in space, he's gone.
Well, it's hard to cover somebody that long.
Kick is up, and it is good. So now we're at 35-23. Back to an 11-point lead. A 12-point lead. Jenkins over Calvary. 7:05 left. Elliott tired, but boy, he's happy right now. You just have to look at it. And Holloway, great job in finding his man under pressure. Yes. You talked about it and how he stepped up into the hole and was able to find that wide open man, which is not the easiest thing to do.
It's hard to cover a man all the way across the field. Yeah,
for that long.
That was way too much time, you know. But Holloway made the movement up in the pocket and made that play. He extended the play.
Because that pulls someone forward to have to stop him from getting the first down.
And my eyes go back into the backfield.
Back and forth so far. We'll see what Calvary can do. Should be very interesting. Yes, last year Calvary won 34-31. Now we're at 35-23. Numbers not quite the same yet, but it's in a very close.
Wow.
Interesting to see what happens in the last 7:05. I think we are far from done with touchdowns.
I think I'm done doing these games. It's way too much fun. I'm just telling you, these are great games that I've seen this past year.
Calvin only signs up for Calvary games now, I believe, is what you do.
I think I got a Benedictine game later on in the season, but I didn't sign up. They gave me these.
Well, 35-23, that one goes into the end zone, and so Calvary will start at the 20.
Man, I'm impressed by both of these teams.
So both of them are suddenly put it together. Mobley also thrown the ball so much better in the second half, gotten some help from his receivers as well. This is what last one you did with me, Calvin. Oceanside and Calvary, we didn't think this one would ever end. 4.5 hours by the time they were finished. Oceanside came up with a run. Then Calvary came up with a pass. This was Hicks with the toss back for the touchdown, his only pass of the day and his only completion of the day for the score. And 59-49, not quite there, but we've seen a lot of great action in this one too. Two great teams there. Calvary in some real trouble this year. Jenkins, though, is going to call a timeout here on defense. Interesting. So just looking at where we are with some of our stats. Jenkins' offensive side, 18 rushes, 170 yards for Scott, and he lost a couple on the last one. Holloway coming up with on the ground with 42, 154 passing for him too. Johnson with 87. Elliott, 2 receptions, 67, and has a rush of his own for 65 and a touchdown. So spreading it out like Jenkins wants to. How many guys rush the ball? 6. How many guys are getting positive yardage? 6 when they do this. Now Calvary's going to have to respond. Mobley, 3 rushes, 28 on this one. Middleton himself, 14 rushes, 106 and 2 touchdowns. So far, Mobley 6 of 15 for 108. I don't think that tells the whole story because he's been much improved in the second half.
Right.
So we'll see what happens here. Jenkins calling the timeout on defense. Now with an 11-point lead, you don't worry about timeouts as much. But still, in a game that's back and forth, you don't like to use those if you can help it.
I agree with you because at the end of the half of last half, it showed.
They didn't have any, and that potentially cost them 3.
Exactly.
But they still have an 11-point lead, so nobody's complaining right now, that's for sure. Coach Welch and company doing what they need to for the Warriors. Here's the handoff to Middleton. He's going to run right into the back of his line and into some big boys in the middle, including Monte Crawford, who's done a great job as a D-tackle.
He's been doing a great job all night. They come 72 in the game.
They're able to rotate some of the big guys. As we said at the beginning of the game, they've got about 7 offensive linemen that are going to rotate in, and some rotate into the defensive side too.
Oh, and they got off on time.
Here's Mobley, 2nd and 6. Looking, a lot of time. He's going to go deep. He's going to throw into a whole lot of coverage there. And that's Dom Johnson. Dominique Johnson with the beautiful pick. Mobley threw that one into way too much traffic.
Double coverage. Trying to make a play, though. You're trying to make a play.
But when you need it most, you didn't need one. Still some time on the clock you talked about. This was an ill-advised pass almost from the snap. Threw it up, and Johnson was about the only one who had a shot at that.
Yeah, he locked on to his receiver. Okay, let's see.
So now, defense going to have to hold up for Calvary, which it has not for much of the third quarter.
Well, let's see if Jenkins can do what they've done all night, line it up, and run the ball straight at Calvary.
We shall see. So,
and when I say straight at,
that's what they need to.
It's been straight at, and it's been on the corner sometimes. Yeah, a variety of things. And I'm glad they're going on the center. That prevents any bad snaps.
Moving everybody around to make sure that line has shifted some. A couple different guys in there. Coach Welch said beginning he was going to use everybody he could because it's going to be their advantage to run. And that's going to be a delay game.
Wow.
5 yards back, not a good penalty.
5-yard penalty.
Especially when you're up and you want that clock to keep moving.
Wow.
But right now your hero, Dom Johnson, with that one. Excellent play on defense. He's had a couple big ones on offense too.
Starting behind the chains is not the way you want to see this.
Holloway limping a little bit too. I'm not sure if all these hits that he's starting to take are taking their toll. But we'll see. He's going to hand it off. He's got Ryan Scott behind him, who's done an excellent job all day. 170 yards. Instead, he's going to go on the end around. Lewis will stop that man. And then another flag. Couple different flags on that one. Emerson Lewis will ride Jalen Wright out. Kamari Wright.
This is not going the way they wanted to go right now.
That was Kamari Wright on that one. Emerson Lewis all over him, but you can see the flag come from the outside, and that'll push him back from the spot, too, which is never good, which means, again, pushed him way back.
He declined it.
On the offense, the penalty is declined.
Which is a smart move by Coach Cameron. Why? Out of bounds, which means clock stops. And you don't lose the down. You lose the down, so you're on second down instead of first down, and they can't run that clock anymore. So really smart play, coaching play by Coach Cameron.
No doubt. We're trying to get the ball back. Down 2 scores, you need the ball back.
And you might as well take the down when you run him out for basically no gain. So we're at 2nd and 12. Again, Jenkins with a 12-point lead. Quarterback, Demetrius Holloway. He's just going to run it up the middle for a couple yards. He'll get up to about the 40. That's a gain of 4, so they're going to have a 3rd and 9, more manageable. And now the clock does keep rolling.
Do you take timeouts now?
Not yet. 6 minutes left. You do need 2 scores. But I think you got to let this one go because you have enough of an offense that you know you can quick strike and get that ball in the end zone. And now this is the interesting one. Just to go way back with our debate would be the extra point that you decided not to get, in this case, has put you down 12 instead of 11, which means you are fully 2 touchdowns behind. So not second guessing by any means. Oh, he's going to fall down as Holloway. You might call a timeout now.
Yes.
Nope, they're going to let this one run. They'd rather take it the second time around. So it's 4th down and say 16. And this will be punting time. The first punt, I believe, of the night for Jenkins. So the defense came back with a little help from Holloway, who slipped on that play.
Has any of the teams punted tonight?
Calvary punted once already as well.
Okay.
But I think this is the total 2nd punt of the night in a game that has multiple touchdowns. It has 8 touchdowns already. Now, timeout Jenkins. They let the clock run all the way down, and they call the timeout. So now Jenkins left with 1 timeout. Again, got a 12-point lead. You're not as worried about timeouts on your side. Should be interesting, but we saw Jenkins just a couple weeks ago too, and boy, did they look good when we had them right here. They like to be on TV so far. That's what we've proven, because their running game was on point. That's our guy right there. That was Kamari Wright who did it. We talked about Dom Johnson. This is a big 80-yard touchdown that Dom Johnson had. And then Holloway throwing again to the outside to that man Johnson, made one move, and that speed put on the turbo boosters, and nobody's going to catch him. They dominated the line of scrimmage on a Liberty County team that has some big guys of their own, too. And then this is Ryan Scott. Botched play, made the most of it, and went 70-plus for this one for the score. Jenkins won big on this one in front of everybody out there. Excellent job by them. 45-7 in the game that everybody thought was going to be very close. This is a great Jenkins team that we're watching, and they may be proving it again tonight against Calvary.
Wow.
Meantime, they will punt with 4:50 left, 4th and 14. And that's a good kick. Looks to be returnable. Nope, he did wave his arms, so that's going to be a fair catch at the 25-yard line. Great kick right there.
Man, I got to be honest, man. Jenkins' special teams is way better than it's ever been. And let me tell you something. Getting into the playoffs, sometimes that's what separates the teams.
Now, we haven't seen him have to kick a field goal yet.
Right.
But at the same point,
see him
in practice, he did hit most of them.
They're capable of. And in the past, they hadn't been.
But you said the touchbacks are a big difference because it doesn't allow them to kick it off.
And
there's a good punt right there. So they have
a kicking
game they haven't had.
I think it's the same kid.
Absolutely. It's Josh Woodley. Woodley's punting and kicking for them. So Calvary now in some dire straits with 4:40. They've got to move quickly, and they've got to get some points on the board. And it's got to be 7. Here's Mobley. He's going to look. He's going to overthrow his man intended for MJ Knight.
Yep. They were on 2 different pages this time. Mobley was on page 7.
He'd like to be 7.
And MJ was on page 12.
But we'll see exactly what goes on. Mobley needs to be on point with his receivers right now. 4:34, second down and 10. Jenkins 35, Calvary 23.
4
Andrew
minutes.
Davis here with Calvin Wilson. Going 4 wide with 1 running back. Mobley back to pass, looking, doesn't have time. Now he's going to run it. He's going to try to take it down, and he's just going to slide down. He'll get about 3 or 4 positive yardage, but that's going to keep that clock moving too.
This is critical to pick up at least half of this.
No, you need the whole thing, I think. With 4:14 left, you can't afford to put yourself in a 4th down and anything and keep this clock moving. So I think you got to get past the sticks.
Well, you better get something.
Taking a lot of time here. 18 seconds. Everybody seems to be in weird positions. Some real questions as 15 seconds, way too much time for Calvary right now. Mobley's going to throw it up deep into double coverage again, and it's out of range. They were lucky they were not set. It seemed like everybody was moving in different directions, and I don't even think one of the wide receivers was set on the line in time, and they just didn't call it. So
Right, but you got to get something. You don't have to need the home run. He just needed to get
I think
something.
he thinks their best play is the home run right now. And now Jenkins is moving their safeties to curl back on the deep play. Now it's 4th and 7. This is probably a must make for Calvary if they want to stay in this ball game.
Well, it's definitely a must make.
And they definitely moved their safeties back like you talked about before. Not going to get beat deep on this one. Mobley's going to have to get 10 plus.
Run it.
He's got some time. Now he's going to throw. He will get his man. There's MJ Knight. And Knight will get your first down all the way down to the 42-yard line. A good throw and catch for about 15. Now the clock will stop as they move the sticks, and Calvary's got to get this on the move. They are a fast break offense, and they need to be even faster right now. Trips to the bottom. There's Mobley. He drops back again, looking for his man. He's going to run this himself. If he's smart, he gets out of bounds here, and he will. Good job by Mobley for gaining 11 and a first down and getting out of bounds to stop the clock. Very smart quarterback play right there by Mobley. Plus, the best thing is you get to huddle a little bit, you get to breathe, and you get your receivers a couple seconds to feel it. Then as Emerson Lewis was in as receiver earlier, too. So you're looking at really spelling everybody that you can out here with a couple injuries that have not helped you. That's a timeout. Jenkins, that'll be their 3rd. And this, you call it on defense because you want to make sure you have the right lineup in a situation where if you make a play or a pick, this game is probably over.
Yeah, they don't need it on offense.
Because they want that clock to keep moving on offense. You're
No
absolutely
doubt.
right on that one. So very interesting. This is a Jenkins team that is absolutely the best team we've seen in probably 6 years at Jenkins. And that team made the Elite Eight a couple times with Coach Cameron on the other side before he moved on to Vidalia.
Yeah, Javante Middleton, Ty Scott.
Yep. They had players.
Jeremy Smith. They had a
And
plethora of
now
kids.
the question is, we're in game 5. So, 5-6, where we are 5-5. So can't say, oh, this is absolutely a great team, but they are on their way to a great season.
And Jeremy Smith is on the coaching staff.
There you go.
Which is a good thing.
I like getting the Jenkins guys back to coach. That always feels good.
Exactly.
On both sides.
Calvary also.
Calvary's got a few guys on their staff as well.
Exactly. Nothing like that kind of pride.
So here we go. 4 wides. James Mobley, your quarterback. He will pass. He's looking a lot of time. Underthrows a receiver just under MJ Knight, and that's going to be 2nd down.
That's not bad. Stops the clock.
Jenkins not rushing 2, maybe 3 at most. They're dropping 8 into coverage. I think it's an interesting idea, saying bend but not break. If they throw it short,
no doubt,
keeps that clock moving, and they want to see the clock move. Here we are, 3 wide, now 4 wide, 2 on each side. Mobley, your quarterback, he's going to hand it off to Middleton up the middle, and Middleton's got a lot of room. And a big play down to the 35-yard line.
First down.
That's a gain of 14 and a first down.
Stops the clock.
Good
Moves
play
the
call
chains.
there.
Yep. Moves the chains.
Just under 3 minutes, 2:55. Mobley looking deep. He's got his man.
MJ.
He's got MJ Knight, and that's a
MJ.
touchdown, Calvary.
MJ.
Ball game not over yet. No call off the Dogs.
Uh-oh.
A great throw by Mobley, and they will go for 2 one more time. Really, at this point, actually, you should go for 1 because 2 doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because it's 5 or it's 4.
Yeah, coach, kick it.
So in this case, I'm a little surprised. I guess at this point, well, you're saying it's 6 either way. Then I would say maybe it's 5, maybe it's 4.
I'm with you. Kick the extra point.
I don't know what happened here.
They're looking for the kicker. Where
now
he
they're
at?
looking for the kicker. Who's not out there yet. They seem to. I thought there he is.
14.
They got to get the kicking ball out too.
They can take it. Look, we can take the penalty.
They may take the penalty because
Take
that's
the
the kicking ball. It's 5. I think they will take it.
No, use your timeout.
They're not using a timeout. I think the referees are saying the kicking ball gets to come in so they can stop the clock.
Good.
So
Good.
that seemed to be what my guess would be.
But the clock.
I'm sure Coach Welch would like to say, which he is, arms outstretched on the sidelines going, what exactly is the call here?
Well, the kicking ball and the kicker was not on the field.
But maybe, there's the flag. So they will push him back.
I'll take that. I'll take that. That's okay.
Well, because they weren't prepared.
Yeah,
because
and
you have to have all that as part of the 40 seconds.
And he can make this. That's not a big issue.
Now, from an extra point distance, this is what you want.
Yeah.
Coach Cameron doing the right thing here because you're down 6.
Don't use your timeout.
And actually, you want to kick the 1 because it gets you within 5, so you don't have to rely on another extra point if you score again.
I agree.
35-29, reset, 2:47 left. Calvary just scored. Brady Shivers, the kick.
Good.
It's up and it's good. So we're at 35-30. You have to assume an onside kick is coming, or do you kick it deep?
What was the score last year, you said?
34-31.
Same score.
Do you kick it deep, or do you onside kick it?
Oh, I got an onside kick it. I don't have a choice. These guys are capable of running the clock out.
Okay.
If they don't make penalties, they're capable of running the clock out. So I don't want to leave the ball in their hands.
To be devil's advocate, though, you stop them in 3 downs, and you put them at the 20. You stop in 3 downs, you put them at the 45.
They deserve to lose.
Well, but 45, and then they kick them down and put them in. No, I'm saying from an offensive perspective for Calvary.
I get it.
You stop them on 3 downs, they punt it, they can put you down in the 10. If you kick it to the 20 and you stop them in 3 downs, they're going to kick it to the 40.
No, I get it.
So
but all I'm saying is with the big guys they have up front and the running game they had all night.
Stopped them twice.
If you stop me now, I deserve to lose.
Well,
that's all I'm saying. You know?
Well, they've got 9 guys, 10 guys right up front. Jenkins clearly thinking it will be an onside kick. And they're right, it is. And Jenkins has gone. Sorry, Calvary got it. If he was in bounds. Oh, they're trying to figure. Did he touch it too early?
He touched it at the 50. Before
Calvary,
the 50.
on the Calvary sidelines. This is going to be a controversy right here.
He touched it before the 50. Oh,
it is right.
I love it.
Look at where they are.
I love it.
Well, let's look.
I love it. I love it.
Bounce. That's after the 50. That's after the 50. He's in. If he stepped in, that was at the 49 of Jenkins.
That's Calvary ball.
They have an absolute argument on this one.
That might be Calvary ball.
And the refs are debating right now with each other.
That might be Calvary ball.
I think it is Calvary ball. We'll see what the refs say, though.
Jenkins says otherwise. Let's go to New York. Let's go to New York.
Give me another look at that, guys. Let's take another look while we're waiting.
That is good.
Here's another even closer look.
But they gave it
There's one bounce. two bounce.
The ball before the 10-yard line. It was
right at the 50.
That's at the 50.
Right at the 50,
Right
which would
at
be
the
10
50.
yards.
That's 10 yards.
Does it have to get past 10 yards, or is it at 10 yards?
This is the way it's supposed to
Oh,
end.
my.
Referees.
A
It's on the
decision, a
referees.
decision that could mean W's or L's for somebody.
Oh, man, this is a great game.
Get everybody together.
Woo.
The coaching staffs on both sides don't know. Everybody's asking.
But how do you make
now,
that
see,
decision?
but look at this here. Here's
I know,
the
but
question. Because the refs, they have 3 people. That's what their job is. But look where because he catches it behind him, right? That's at or it's
or before.
No, I think it's at.
I think it's
as close
at
as
or
you can
before.
get.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
At
don't
or
know.
before.
I don't know if you can definitively call it.
Either way.
If you called it Calvary ball from the beginning, then it should be Calvary ball. They're going to say Jenkins ball.
They didn't call it anybody's ball.
During the kick,
Coach
the
Cameron.
kick did not
He has
go
a right-
10
he has a
yards
right to be
prior
angry.
to being touched
This is
by
when
the
you-
kicking team. By rule, we have illegal touching and first down for the Black at the 49-yard line.
So they're going to say he touched it at the 49-yard line. Jenkins gets the ball. Not done yet. We're far from done because Calvary has 3 timeouts and they just stopped Jenkins. So Calvary's defense has to step up. Coach Cameron, none too happy, and you don't blame him one bit on that one. Woo! So here we are. Jenkins, your quarterback, Demetrius Holloway. Ryan Scott, who's got more than 170 yards rushing on the day. Jalen Elliott's got a long touchdown. Dominique Johnson's got a long touchdown. What can they do and what can Calvary do? There's Ryan Scott, who breaks a tackle, breaks 2, and gets down for almost 9 yards, and they'll call a timeout.
Wow.
Ryan Scott has not gone down all night from first contact, and he did it again.
And it probably was better not to get the first down and get 9.5 than getting 10.
Clock still, I'd have to do my math, but it's with 2 timeouts, they can't still run it all out yet.
We may get to see that kicker.
No, I don't think Jenkins won't kick it. Nobody's kicking anything right now because with the 5-point lead, no kickers are involved.
You think so?
No. They're not going to get in position to kick this. Because Jenkins won't kick the ball, they'll go for it on 4th down. Because this is too far from here. It's the 41-yard line.
No, I'm talking about.
They're not going to get down there, though, Calvin. With 2:40 left, if they get a first down, they're going to kneel on it 3 times and get it down to 10 seconds.
So smart.
So that's what's going to happen. But in the meantime, it's all about the Calvary defense, and Cameron's still talking to the refs about this, but also trying to get his defense focused. Donald Chumley over there, a defensive master over the years for Savannah Christian and for Calvary. So you know you've got something under his block. You've got to figure they're going to sell out on this one. How does Jenkins counter that will be the question.
Seen weird things happen, turnovers, all kind of stuff could happen. Game is never over.
The game is far from over yet. 35-30, Jenkins, 2:40 left. 2nd and 2 at the 41-yard line of Calvary. Calvary thought they had an onside kick, was told to be on just short of the 50, touched it too early. Jenkins going to try to ice this one by running the ball. See what happens. He gives it to Scott again, and Scott will get the first down and more to the 35. 2:34 left. They cannot run the clock out yet.
Gotta get another first down.
Because it's 40, 40, 40, so there are 2 minutes that
Right.
you can take off the clock.
Right.
So technically, Calvary still has a timeout left too after they've just called this one. So we talked about Ryan Scott. He's got the most yards by far in this game.
Right.
Maybe the most impressive guy, even though he doesn't have the same speed as some of these other ones because of his toughness.
Toughness with the ball in his hands. Not afraid to run it inside or break it to the outside. This kid has been a stud all night.
And I'll tell you, the best thing in many ways about Jenkins' team is Calvary can't key on Ryan Scott.
Can't key on
because
nobody.
they have so many guys who
That
can do it
is.
and have proven it again. So interesting to see what they do here. I think you could run one of those sweeps and see what happens. And just tell the guy to make sure you don't go out of bounds. But Scott also has done a good job protecting the ball. 2:34 left. Calvary with 1 timeout, down by 5 to Jenkins. Tight formation, 1 wide receiver. The handoff again to Scott. Scott's going to get it to a big, massive people and gain about 2. Calvary will call that 3rd and final timeout with 2:24 left. So officially, Jenkins can get it down to about 1 minute, a little less than 1 minute when they're finished. So you're at the 33-yard line. You're not kicking a 51-yard field goal because Calvary also has blocked a field goal already. We watched the highlights earlier. So
I've seen him try it.
He didn't try from 51, he tried from 45 and only made 1 out of 2. So I'm not kicking. I'm telling you, if I'm Coach Welch, I'm not kicking a 51-yard field goal. Because also it only puts you up 8 if you hit it, not 5.
But
if he misses it, you're giving them the ball at the 45-yard line.
But it does. No. In high school football, the ball goes to the 20.
No, not from a kick outside the 30.
I think so.
Well, I don't think we're going to get there. I have no belief that Coach Welch is going to kick this. He's going to run this 3 more times. He'll believe his offense. And that's Holloway up the middle.
Well,
he's going to get a bunch, and it won't matter because Holloway is going to get the first down. You know what this means? This is a Jenkins first down, and this is a Jenkins victory on this one. I don't know how many people really believed in this Jenkins team before tonight.
I didn't.
But they have made believers out of everybody in this stadium, and they're going to make believers out of a lot of people in Savannah.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't because I hadn't seen them. But seeing them and knowing that they do have a punting game and a kicking game and they got all these weapons, man, they're going to be hard to beat, man. They're a hard team to beat. They're going to be a hard out.
They're going to be a hard out for somebody. And right now, they've put themselves in the driver's seat as they hand it off again to Ryan Scott. Scott's still trying to break a couple tackles and does down to the 19 or 18-yard line.
All right.
Now you can kneel on it, Coach Welch. But
yeah, don't get that boy the ball anymore.
Looking at their next couple games, at Windsor Forest, that's pretty much a W. You don't want to say anything about that. The game to watch will be home for Southeast Bullock.
That's going to be a game.
That may be going to have a running team against this team. There's a lot of speed on there, a lot of toughness on Bullock's team. We'll see. Then home for Long County at Islands versus Johnson.
Tell me this, if Southeast Bullock some kind of way wins the game and Calvary beat them,
you get into some 3-way tie.
Okay.
Is what would happen if Southeast Bullock doesn't drop another game.
Right.
Holloway breaks free. That would be a pitching touchdown. Salt in the wound. Jenkins runs it in for the score. I have a feeling there are going to be a few juniors and sophomores on that Calvary side. They're going to mark that down.
No doubt.
But in the meantime, Demetrius Holloway gets the score as a senior to clinch this game for his team. That's what matters tonight.
Jenkins homecoming. And the fans showed up and they showed out.
Yep.
And the players, they played a heck of a game. But I would have never made Calvary a homecoming game for me.
Proud of the Jenkins team who absolutely did everything they need to do. That's a missed extra point. Doesn't matter at this point. You're still up 11, 54 seconds left. You don't want to say it won't matter, but 41. That's why if you're Jenkins, I always say you kneel on the ball. Because the touchdown's great, but you still have left that little glimmer of hope for Calvary by not just kneeling 3 times.
I agree.
But you know what? Coach Welch has beaten his team to 41 points against his Calvary team, and he's walking away most likely with a victory. I'm not going to question a thing he does.
We're getting some of the highest scoring games of the year.
And this Jenkins team has put up some points. There's Holloway, just ran it up the middle, trying to do whatever he can. Remember, this Jenkins team, by the way, lost 43-20, put up 65 on Groves, 45 on Liberty, 65 on Beach, and now 41 on Jenkins.
This is a real team, man.
This is a real team. So 2 men back deep for Calvary, 54 seconds left, no timeouts for either team. You have to assume this one's going in the end zone. Calvary fans very excited right now, and deservedly so.
I'm impressed by the big kids for Jenkins, playing both ways throughout the whole game. Not saying that they play every snap on defense, but they rotated out.
But the depth on both sides, that they were able to go with 5 offensive linemen, and either some are the same or mixing in there back and forth. And Coach said he had about 7 offensive linemen he could play tonight that would play defense and offense, and he's used every one of them, and they've done a great job. Extra credit to me to Amante Crawford, who's played a great game on the defensive side as a nose guard.
I agree.
We've called his name a number of times when usually he's the guy to push somebody aside to get a linebacker. He's made the plays himself tonight.
No doubt, no doubt. Great game, man. Great game by both teams. Jenkins just come out on top tonight. Better team tonight.
So here's Mobley. Calvary going to throw deep again into double coverage. But Knight's going to go up for this one, and as I said, this one's not over until it's over.
Okay.
Calvary has the ability to throw deep, and that took all of 8 seconds to get down inside Jenkins territory, down to the 45.
Now that's...
This is why you kneel the ball 3 times, because now the stress level's going up. And you played safeties deep all you want. See what Mobley can do. He's going to have to run for his life. He's going to throw a quick one to the outside. He'll be out of bounds on that one. He's going to be out of bounds. Good play on the outside. I believe that's Clinton Rhodes again, who got injured earlier and came back nicely. So I think what everyone will talk about with this game will be the Jenkins running game and how good it seems to be in the athletes they have, and that onside kick and the fraction of a yard that was the difference between Calvary having the ball and Jenkins taking a 2-score lead. Here's Mobley, looking. He's got his man, throws it a little bit behind, and Clinton Rhodes with another really good play on that one. Nothing going to stop that man.
Holloway mobility and escapability in the pocket.
Yep.
Has really saved him tonight.
He's got his game up a level.
Yes.
Last year he had a good year last year, but this year 681, coming in this game 7 touchdowns, only 1 INT, 58% passing. It's just what they need, and he knows who to get it to make a play.
Yeah, I like how he does that.
Can Mobley make a play? Still with the hope out here. 32 seconds. He's going to throw it over the middle. There is a man, and he's open. He's going to break free for extra yardage down to the 12. That's a catch and run for big play to Jalen Hicks.
Never give up.
Hicks down to the 11. As I said, 23 seconds left.
Never give up.
If he can score quick, they have a shot for an onside again.
Yep.
21, clock ticking. Mobley needs this one. He's going to spike it. Your clock moved a little bit more. You didn't look at that one. So 17.3 seconds on the clock.
Hey, Coach Cameron got to be proud of his team not giving up,
not giving
folding
up by a long shot.
That's right.
Hicks did a good job. Hicks took a big shot there. They put him to the sidelines for now.
Yes, he did.
They're going to kick this field goal because you're down 11. You still give your chance for the extra for the onside. Coach Cameron has played this very well. The 2-point conversion, people can question somewhere, but it doesn't matter when you look at the game.
Oh, I'm impressed.
Little home cooking on the clock over there, Calvin, that you like to talk about. About a half extra second on that.
Oh, these clock operators.
So
I hope I don't see them on the way out.
You've talked enough about them, and now I just did too. So.
Somebody going to have to walk us out.
All right. 13.9, 41-33. It's back to another onside kick for everybody.
Uh-oh.
The third of the day.
Uh-oh.
So where do you go?
Flip
you went
the
down
coin.
the line. You had Knight the last time. Do you go the opposite way? Do you go up the middle?
I'm trying to see where they lined up at.
They're going to have 10 guys up there.
And guess what I do? I pooch it to the farthest away from him and see if we can run and get to the ball.
You better have some speed.
Look where he lined up at. I pooch the ball on the 20-yard line right there.
Well, let's look at your speed. Lewis is over here as well.
And see if we can get to the ball. Look,
Pinckney, I'm looking at what you're seeing, but if we go wide, see what Calvin's seeing here. if you go wide on this one, here's Grady Shiver. One man back for Jenkins, but he's way on the right side. If Shiver kicks it over this guy's head, they're hoping that one of their guys can run to it and get there. But they look like they're going to go same distance they did right into the Jenkins hands, and that officially will call this a ball game. It would have been interesting.
Yes.
Would have been interesting. I don't know if you still would have get there, but.
And you kick it high, and you let it drop, and you have to run, and somebody got to recover it.
Well, it doesn't matter now because Jenkins recovered this one, and they will officially walk away with the win now. Listen, I'm going to call it now. I wasn't willing to call it before.
Wait a minute. I seen. Did you see the New York Giants back in the 70s?
We're talking to
hand the ball off, and
this is an audience that hasn't heard of 1976 and Herman Edwards. So
there you go.
We're not going to go into that.
And the Philadelphia Eagles.
We're not going to talk to our audience there.
I love that. I love that you know the reference.
Of course I do. So
what was it? Pisarcik? Was it?
Joe Pisarcik was the quarterback. Yep.
Thomas.
Yep. No, Phil McConkey was much better. The birth's trying to tell me Phil McConkey, but Phil McConkey was in the Phil Simms years. Herman Edwards was the guy from the Eagles who picked it up. But you know what? We didn't have any problems now. Nope, it's a delay of game first. So we have to snap one more time.
5-yard penalty.
It's one snap.
Repeat first down.
This is a different, but you know what? The reason that they do the victory formation is because of the play you're talking about. No one's handing the ball off. There's no chance. No chance. The first thing they're telling everybody is to hand the ball directly back.
Edwards. That's why we play the game.
So Jenkins, one snap, and this will be victory formation for the Warriors. Holloway gets it, Holloway kneels on it, and now it's official. Jenkins has beaten Calvary 41-33 on this one. The Warriors, a very, very happy homecoming as they take home the victory over a Cavalier team that had been beaten up on their opponents. Suddenly, Jenkins looks to be the team to beat in the division, in the region, and maybe in the lower half of the state. So here we are got the handshake line. We got much more for you. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk to Coach Welch. We're going to get your performance of the game. We're going to get your play of the game. You want to stick around to hear what all is coming out of this one because this was a great game and a great win for a Savannah team. 9-1-2 represent, and that's what we saw right here. We'll be right back with a whole lot more on the Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week.
Welcome back. Now, more Friday Night Blitz game of the week. Here's the O.C. Welch Ford Lincoln postgame show.
I can't hear you.
Well, what a game we just saw here at Memorial Stadium. Coach Tony Welch talking to his team after a 41-33 Jenkins victory over Calvary. I don't know, Calvin Wilson is with me, Andrew Davis here in the booth. I don't know if everybody gave Jenkins a real chance to win this game. They knew they could stay close, but I think they were the better team tonight, not just on the scoreboard.
I think so also, but I didn't pick them. I'm going to be honest, in my head, I didn't pick them. But they came out and they impressed me coaching-wise, as far as discipline with the players, kicking game, all of that, man. They got a complete team. They are a team that you're going to have to deal with this year. I think that they could go.
Calvary learned that one themselves today. They absolutely did the plays that they needed to, including the play of the game, and it was right here. This was probably the backbreaker. Demetrius Holloway to Jalen Elliott. Elliott taking it into the end zone. That would put Jenkins up 2 scores, and they would never look back. Yes, that was your O.C. Welch play of the game on that one. The WSAV CW Friday Night Blitz and the play of the game brought to you by O.C. Welch Ford Lincoln. Find the certified pre-owned cars and trucks you're looking for online at GoSeeOCFord.com. We'll be right back with a performance of the game and an interview with Coach right after this.
Welcome back. Now, more of the Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week postgame show and OC's top performer.
And there were a lot of them out on the field tonight for the Jenkins Warriors. Hard to pick just one, but in the end, we found it pretty easy because this guy led the way for the team the entire time. We're talking about Ryan Scott for the Jenkins Warrior, your performer of the game. And boy, did he prove himself out here in a game full of athletes. He was the tough guy. Didn't go down on one hit, took 2, 3, 4 or more. And then when he got in the open field, he was willing to take it to the end zone.
22 carries, 194, 2 touchdowns. This kid is a stud.
And he'll hurt tomorrow because he took a bunch of hits in the meantime. But that win will make sure that it feels a lot better when you're done. But Ryan Scott, you, for the second time since we've had Jenkins on here, you are our performance of the game. And that's brought to you by the WSAV CW Performance of the Game, brought to you by the O.C. Welch Ford Lincoln. Find the certified pre-owned cars or truck you're looking for online at GoSeeOCFord.com. And it's time to talk to the man that's very, very happy right now. Coach Welch is down there with Hank. Hank?
Yeah, guys, first off, Coach Welch, congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a big win for us. Sort of puts in front of the region. And like I said earlier, man, every game is a championship game, and this felt like one. It's homecoming. Our guys had some mistakes, but we played through it, and we just feel good.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of that game there, you did a good job avoiding the Gatorade bath. But what does the win in tonight's crowd and the atmosphere and the energy that was on the sidelines, what does that mean for your program?
It pushes us to another level. And like I said, when I keep using the cliche that we're going to play 15 games and every game is a championship game, that means our guys don't give up. You know, we had some calls we didn't think were correct calls, but we can't control the refs. The only thing we can control is ourselves. And we came out and we fought. We made plays. We stopped on defense when we needed to. And we had guys that step up. Guys, that's our big play guy. Ryan had a tremendous night. Jalen Elliott came back with a great night, you know, even though he 85%. We'll take his 85% every time.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan was our performance of the game tonight, but Jalen Elliott, you guys haven't had him for a few weeks. He comes back tonight. What can he provide other than the big explosives that we saw for your offense?
Well, he's fast. He's really fast, and he's a football guy, but he's also a track guy. And we try to get him touches. He makes plays for us. He made big plays against Lowndes, and that's been a real tough competition for us, but it's moving where we're at because they haven't lost and the team hadn't scored on them since we left. So we're just going to keep playing. I believe in my guys. The guys believe in what we're doing, and we're going to stay humble. But once again, every game is a championship game for us.
Coach Andrew Davis in the booth. Just talk to me about Demetrius Holloway and the performance that he gave, especially in the fourth quarter with the game on the line, a touchdown pass and a great run to seal it for you.
Well, he recovered from the play just before half, and which we knew he would. So we don't ride him. We wanted to get 3 out of it. We didn't get anything, but we knew Demetri, he was going to come back the second half and make some plays, and he did. Like I said, he's unflappable. If he makes a mistake, he's going to make up for it. That's that leadership that he has for us.
And, Coach, you talked about 15 games. That's what you tell your guys at the very beginning of the season. Where does tonight's win get you, and how much closer do you feel like this team is to playing 15?
Well, it just puts us in front of the region. We're the only team right now, I think, that don't have a loss, and but we just ready, man. We just want to play every week. Our guys have bought in. We got guys that are making plays on both sides of the ball, and it's a community atmosphere. We had a lot of returning alumni and things of that nature. We feel good about where we're at, but we can't live on what we just did. We're going to celebrate tonight, but we know that we got games down the road, and each game is a championship game.
And last one, Coach, all those people may have counted you out, said you couldn't have beat Calvary. What do you have to say to them now as you continue on undefeated?
Well, they've been here. You know, our guys believe, and I always talk with our guys, we're a family within our team. So what they say on the outside really doesn't matter. We know that we can play well, and we're not a cocky team, but we're a focused team, and we just want to play well every week, week in and week out. And once again, every game is a championship game.
Well, Coach, enjoy the celebration tonight. Congratulations on the win, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you, sir.
That's a man who deserves to celebrate tonight.
No doubt.
That was a performance offensively, defensively, coaching-wise. He did everything he needed to take home a win against a very, very good Calvary team.
Yeah, great job by Coach and his whole entire coaching staff.
So we're going to hit a couple highlights you see next week. By the way, best game in the Low Country, Bluffton and Hilton Head. Bluffton undefeated at this point. Hilton Head looking to try to snap that one on there, so we'll see what happens. Bluffton, Hilton Head, 7:30 on the CW from the Nest over at the Seahawks Den. So we'll see what happens next week. This week, though, best game in Savannah was right here on the CW, and best team were the Jenkins Warriors. For Andrew Davis, I'm Andrew Davis. You're Calvin Wilson from Explosive Sports. Calvin, that's 2 good ones. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.